Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we got another episode of Storytime with Uncle Floss, and we're doing another giveaway. So first up, I'm going to announce the winner for the last giveaway, and then we'll get into the Storytime with Uncle Floss. Now, shout out to James Tavares, the winner for the last giveaway. I just spoke to him not too long ago. I sent him 2 Oppo phones. Okay, he chose the 2 Oppo phones. So I'll let y'all know what prizes are still available, and we got a new prize on deck. So first, let's go ahead and pick the winner. All right, so we got the last giveaway video right here. All right, so we're going to get the link. Copy that. We're going to go to the YouTube comment picker. We'll hit paste. Okay, now as y'all can see, we got 3,425 comments. Okay, that's a lot of comments right there. So let's go ahead and load the comments up. Okay, now we're doing this in real time, y'all. No editing, no fancy tricks. Look, let me see if I see anybody that I know. Oh, I seen somebody I know just now. Okay, I see my man Ben just now. Okay, let's see. All right, look, shout out to all my subscribers, man. I love all of y'all. I hope all of y'all win. Now look at this. This is a lot of comments. All right, so it's going to take a good second. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, late but still great, White Shoes is back in the building.
I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes.
White Shoes, calm down. Okay, here we go. All right, Shoes, come on. People want to see. People want to see. All right, here we go. All right, now I'm using my mouse right here on the side note. Okay. All right, so we're going to pick one winner. Okay, we got a little animation right here. Okay, we got a little 10-second countdown. We're keeping it red. Okay, here it goes. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Okay, 3,425 entries. Here's all of the comments. Good luck to everybody. Let's get it on. All right, Birdman hands rubbing together. And yo, shout out to James Tavares. I thought he was going to pick the Oculus. I'm surprised he took the 2 Oppo phones, but hey. It is what it is. Okay, so we got the winner right here. Vegas Mitchell. It says, pick me for the one time. That was his comment. Pick me for the one time. All right, so Vegas Mitchell. So now we're going to go to that comment on the video, like how we always do. All right. Pick me for the one time. Let's go ahead and pin this comment. And let's let him know that he won. Okay? So you're the winner. You won. You won. Okay. Oh, now I ain't got my glasses on, so y'all gotta bear with me. You won. Send me an email, bro. Send me an email, bro. All right, bang. All right, so Vegas Mitchell, here's what I need you to do. Reply to this comment, okay, and then me and you will talk from there. Now, let me show you what you can win. Vegas Mitchell. All right, shout out to Vegas Mitchell, and shout out to everybody who's going to enter this giveaway. I hope all y'all win. Let me show you the prizes that we got. Okay. First up, the grand prize. I'm surprised nobody picked this one yet. We got the Oculus MetaQuest 3S. Brand new sealed box. Okay, now, y'all remember my basement flooded? I saved this from the flood. Okay, so I still got this. Look, let me show y'all one more thing, too. I wasn't going to show y'all this, but it got a little bit wet from the flood, but I saved it. If you pick the Oculus, I got the charging dock. But as you can see, the flood took a little toll on it, but it's still brand new. Okay, so you got Oculus MetaQuest 3S with the charging dock. We also got the Techniques. Okay, the Techniques. Ooh, the AZ100s and Champagne Gold. Okay, that's always a dope choice right there. We got a brand new Vivo V60 sealed box. Pretty dope. Let's see what else we got. Okay, now we got a new prize right here. We got the Poco Iron Man phone. Okay, Poco Iron Man phone. Now, I only use this to do a review for my video. Other than that, everything is everything. Okay, the Iron Man phone. Eye shoes. Skedaddle a little bit. Let's see what else we got. Just in case you having trouble sleeping, we got the Soundcore, the Sleep Buds. Hey, you know, it is what it is. We got the Status X Okay, the Status X Pros. Bro, I did a full review on these. These are so dope. Now, on a side note, it's so weird making a video without my glasses. I feel like I can't see shit, but hey, we're gonna make it work. Next, we got his and hers, okay? His and hers Redmi Note 15 Pro and 15 Pro Plus. Okay, again, only used for YouTube unboxing. We got those. And like I said, shout out to James Tavares. He took the his and hers Oppo phones. That was a good choice. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Okay. And of course, another grand prize. Check this out. I think this might be the best prize that I'm doing right here. We got a Redmi. Now, this is brand new, sealed up. We got a Redmi Pad 2 Pro. Okay. Pad 2 Pro with the Pad 2 Pro keyboard case, with the folio case, and the smart pen. All of this, okay? All of this can be yours just by leaving a comment, okay? All you gotta do is leave one comment on this video and you're gonna be entered to win. Now, y'all seen my giveaway rules? If you leave 100 comments, it's still only gonna pick one time, okay? So if you wanna enter 100 times, you gotta make 100 fake accounts. that's the only thing I can say to do. Other than that, if you enter from your regular account and you leave 10 comments, you're only gonna get entered one time. Okay, so shout out to Vegas Mitchell. I hope I'm saying the name right. You won the last giveaway, and everybody who wants to enter this giveaway, you don't gotta follow me on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all of that. You ain't gotta do nothing. All you gotta do is leave a comment. Leave a comment. Now, if you are subscribed to me, that does help. It helps me mentally, but I ain't gonna really help you. I'm saying if you just randomly come across this video, leave a comment and you might win any one of these prizes that you choose. All right, so good luck to everybody. Now, ladies and gentlemen, story time with Uncle Floss. Like at Shoes heard story time. Shoes said, okay, say less. All right, story time with Uncle Floss. Now, let me give y'all my usual disclaimer. This is not a little kid video, okay? I'm going to be cursing. I'm going to be drinking some Hennessy, and the more that I drink, the more curses come out. Now, this is not going to be a quick little story. When I tell stories, I like to immerse y'all into the story. I want y'all to feel like y'all was there. I want to give y'all the full backstory. I want to let y'all know as much information as I can. And this video is for people that's going to work, okay? Maybe you got an hour commute to work. Throw this video on for your commute back and forth to work. Throw this video on at night before you go to sleep and you just want to kill some time. Or maybe at work and it's a boring day. Put this on in the background, put in one earbud, and just rock out. Okay, just chill. Maybe you're working out on the treadmill and you just need a little story to listen to. That's why I'm here. Okay, this is not. I know because last time somebody was like, yo, hurry up and get to the point. There's no quickly get to the point. These are story time videos. I'm going to be rambling. I like to hear the sound of my own voice. Right. So first up, let me have a little shot real quick, and we're going to get this going. Woo! Why do I got to make that sound? I'm so fucking ghetto. All right, here we go. All right, Shoes, relax, bro, relax. All right. Now, the name of this story is called The Worst Day of My Life. Now, I never told this full story on any platform. I've said, I've told bits and pieces of it on some of my streams, but on my last giveaway video, somebody left a serious comment and was like, yo, you kind of mentioned it. You briefly, glanced over how you got stabbed. Look, tell us that story. Now, for me, that's kind of an emotional story, so I don't really like rehashing it too much, but I figure I owe it to y'all. All right, I owe it to y'all to tell y'all. I'm trying to be transparent with y'all, so I owe it to y'all to tell y'all a story about the worst day of my life. And hopefully, this story it does have a silver lining, and hopefully, some of y'all out there who's going through some PTSD or going through some stress, hopefully, this story lets y'all have a insight into my life. And what am I talking about? I hope this story just helps somebody feel better about themselves. Now, in order for me to really get to this story, I got to give y'all the mindset of where I was, where I was as a man. Now, when I did my last Storytime video, I gave y'all the origin story of how I started working on an ambulance and how I became a paramedic. This story takes place at the end of that, at the end of my paramedic days, okay? At the end of my paramedic lifespan, okay? That's when this story starts. So now, if y'all want to hear some more ambulance stories, I got 1,000 of those. I mean, I got a plethora of ambulance stories if y'all want to hear those. But this is gonna start at the end of that. So the year is probably around 2004. Okay, that's when this story takes place, 2004. Now, let me let y'all know. How did my ambulance days end? My ambulance days ended, and well, not really. My hardcore ambulance days ended in 2001. Y'all remember 9/11? September 11th, when the World Trade Center, when the World Trade Center collapsed. Hold up. Of course, I got to get a message. Hold on. All right, when the World Trade Center collapsed, that's when my ambulance days really started coming toward an end. Now, at the time, on September 11th, I was working at a company called Hunter Ambulance. Now, y'all remember, keep in mind, some of these names, go back and watch that last video first, all right? Because some of these names are important to the story. Like Horace Prince. Y'all remember my boy Horace Prince? That was the dude on my very first day working on an ambulance. Me and him worked together by mistake, and I got into an accident, and we thought we was going to get fired, but it ended up being the company's mistake. So we ended up laughing about it, and we became really good friends. So Horace Prince, not to mention Angel. Y'all remember I told you about my boy Angel? Okay, so now keep in mind. So I've been working now. When September 11th happened, I was working with Angel. And I had been working with Angel for like maybe 5-6 years. I was already a certified veteran. I done seen it all, been through it all on an ambulance, okay? You can't tell me nothing about no ambulance work by then. And I had a bad reputation. And part of that bad reputation I had was because I was working with Angel. Now, I'm not going to put all of the blame on Angel, but Angel was such a gangster and was such a thug that he brought that out of me also. So, you know, in order for our power struggle, because me and him, we worked together, so we had a power struggle. In order for our power struggle, I had to bring out my inner thugness and my inner gangsterness, and I had to put that on full display. So me and Angel, we had a bad reputation throughout the ambulance community. Nobody want to work with us. Everybody think that you say something slick, you're going to get punched in the face. And that's the type of shit we was doing. Keep in mind, I was in my early 20s. So I was at my peak niggertry. Okay, I was in my peak nigger form, yo. Look, I try to make these stories a little bit entertaining. So like I said, just bear with me. So when 9/11 happened, the only reason that me and Angel, we didn't get fired from that company, we had one of the managers who liked us. Now, there was a manager, a big fat white guy. His name was Mark Schwartz. R.I.P. to Mark Schwartz. Now, let me say this also. All of these stories I tell you, I'm not embellishing. I'm not making shit up. All of these stories are true. I'm not trying to make myself sound like Superman or Batman or like some John Gotti. No, I'm just a regular dude, but I done been through a lot. I seen a lot, and I did a lot. And I got away with a lot of shit. I got caught with a lot of shit. But anyway, Mark Schwartz, okay, he was the manager. Now, he died on 9/11. His ambulance was at the bottom of the World Trade Center when it collapsed. When the building collapsed, it collapsed right on top of the ambulance. And he was working with another dude. The dude that he was working with ran, and when his legs almost got amputated. But he survived. But Mark died. Mark was the only reason that kept us, me and Angel, at that job. And the reason that Mark saved us so many times, Mark was, I believe his name was Mark Schwartz. I believe he was Jewish, but I think he was Italian also. I think he was like an Italian Jew, but he looked like one of them Sopranos dudes, the big fat Italian gangsters. He looked like that. He had that same look, he had that same voice, and he had that personality. Like, if you didn't know him, you would think he was a mobster, right? You know, the way he talked. And you guys, what do you guys, and whenever I walk in the bus here, hey, when I walk in the office, he'd be like, whoa, there he is, Muscles Marinara. He's one of those dudes, every time you see him, whoa, there he is. Like, he always got a nickname for you. Hey, there he is. There he is. Whoa. Like one of those guys. So the reason that Mark liked me and Angel is because Mark, he fashioned himself as a tough guy. Like, he was kind of a tough guy. And, you know, tough guys tend to like other tough guys. If you don't got no beef with each other, tough guys like tough guys. So Mark liked me and Angel because we didn't take no shit from nobody. The owners, the managers, all of the supervisors. We ain't take no shit from nobody, bro. Because remember, that job had a union. So it wasn't that easy to fire somebody. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of shit a lot of little slick shit that people would do and say, you could get away with, people, the managers could get away with, they couldn't get away with that with me and Angel. Like, we'll tell you to go fuck yourself in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Mark liked that about us, because me and Mark, we had our run-ins, and Mark was the type of dude that he worked on an ambulance. He worked on an ambulance, but he also worked as the manager. So when he's working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 as the manager, he's inside the office doing managerial shit. But sometimes in the weekend or at nighttime, he'll pick up a regular shift and work on an ambulance. And he knew how to separate manager shit from, field shit. As soon as he came out on the field and you seen him on the road, he wasn't the manager no more. He was one of us. Like when me and Angel bumped into him at the hospital and he's working on the ambulance, he'd be like, oh, hey, you guys, hey, what up? Hey, we all go outside, smoke cigarettes together. Everything that you're not supposed to do on an ambulance that he would write you up for if he was working inside the office. But when you see him on the road, you could do it and get away with it. And we liked him. We liked that about him. I'm going to get to all of this shit in a minute. Just bear with me out. One of the things that I like about Mark, though, one time, me and Angel, like I said, we had a power struggle. We had a tumultuous, is that the right way to say it? We had an up and down relationship. Even though that was my dog, that was my brother. Y'all know brothers have beef. And me and Angel, we stay having like little beefs with each other. Angel was a cranky dude. At nighttime, he's very cranky, and so am I. So one night, me and Angel decide we want to get some extra money. We're gonna do a double. So we worked 3 to 11, and then we're going to work 11 to 7. So we did the 3 to 11. It was mad busy that day. And then 11 to 7, overnight, it's kind of calm. There ain't really no calls going on. So we like, yo, fuck that shit. We're going to get some sleep. So we in the back of the truck sleeping. We used to flip a coin. Heads or tails, yo, you call it. If I call it right, I get to sleep on the stretcher. You got to sleep on the fucking bench. You want the stretcher, okay? And this is what I'm saying. When you become a veteran on an ambulance, when you first start working on an ambulance, you're not going to lay on that stretcher. Do you know what been on that stretcher? Do you know how many dead bodies and brains and guts and disease and filth been on that stretcher? But after a couple of years, when you get a break, your ass laying on that stretcher. The stretcher's a bed now. You know what I'm saying? So when we work overnight, we beefing about who going to get the bed, yo. So we did a little coin flip, heads or tails. I'm like, yo, heads, yo. I want the bed, heads, yo. The shit lands and hits some little crack shit and it lands on heads, but he like, nah, we got to do a redo. We beefing about a coin flip. He mad about the coin flip because I called it right on the first try. Nah, we got to shoot that. Nah, bro, nah. Get your ass on the bench. I'm getting on the stretcher. And he was mad behind that because he was super tired. So was I. So now I'm on the stretcher, curled up in the fetal position. I used to bring my own blankets and sheets, and we used to stash them in the truck. Yo, I got clean sheets and blankets that I used to drape over the stretcher. Now I'm on the fetal position, sleeping like I'm in my bed at home. He's on the bench, the crew bench next to the stretcher. That shit is kind of hard. I said it ain't comfortable, and he tight. So we get a call in the middle of the night, got to be like 4 o'clock in the morning, to Long Island Jewish Hospital in Queens. Now that hospital got like, 30, 40 floors. It's a tall hospital. So we actually taking somebody out of the hospital, like from the hospital bed, and we taking them from that hospital to a different hospital. So we got to go up there and take them from the 32nd floor of LIJ and take them to another hospital. So now we wake up and get the call in the middle of the night. Angel is tight. He tight. Oh man, fuck this shit, man. I'm fucking tired, man. I knew I shouldn't have did this fucking double, man. Fucking with your ass, man. Like I should have just went home at 11. Bro, shut the fuck up. You wanted the extra money too. Stop complaining, man. Like yo, I'm like yo, stop acting like a little bitch, man. Damn, man. Wake your ass up and let's go, yo. Me and him arguing. So he said some. We talking slick to each other, and he said some shit. He used to call me Ak, right? He's like, yo, Ak, man, yo, real talk, man, I'm not in the mood tonight, man. The next time you say some shit, we gonna catch a fade, yeah. I'm like, nigga, who the fuck you talking to, nigga? Fuck that, nigga. We can catch that fade right now. He's like, yo, I'm serious. I'm not playing, man. I'm not playing. I'm tired of this shit, man. You fucking been talking slick all night. And I ain't gonna front. I kind of was busting his balls, because he used to bust my balls too, yeah. So I'm just breaking balls, yeah. I'm breaking balls. So I'm busting his balls because I know he tight. Yo, we get the patient. It's now keep in mind, this is just one of those hospital transfers. A lot of people don't know this, but on ambulances, a lot of the calls that you get, they not emergency 911 calls. A lot of calls are just hospital to hospital, nursing home to hospital, hospital to nursing home, shit like that, right? Especially when you work for a private company. You know what I mean? Everything ain't 911 emergencies. So we're doing hospital to hospital. So some, sweet old lady, she came into the hospital. Maybe she lived around the corner from LIJ. She came in for emergency. They took her to LIJ, but her family's in Manhattan. So her family got money. Her family wants her to go to the hospital that's close to them in Manhattan. She's not going to take an Uber or a cab. How you going to get there? You got to call a private ambulance company. They'll come. They put you on all of the medical machines that you connected to. We take it right there, connect you that, put you in the ambulance, and take you to the hospital that you want to go to. It's going to cost a lot of money, though. That's how private ambulance companies work. So it's we call that a BLS, basic life support. Basic life support transport. It's not a non-emergency. So we get the patient on the stretcher and all of that. She was connected to a little oxygen tank and all, nothing serious. So we get her all strapped in. Angel's driving. I'm the tech. So I'm doing all the paperwork and all that shit. I'm still breaking Angel's balls the whole time while I'm doing the paperwork, bitch ass nigga. Shut up, nigga. Cranky ass nigga. You like a little fucking girl, yo. Like you wake up in the middle like a girl, nigga. I'm talking shit the whole time. So he like, yo, man, I'm tired of this shit. So we get to the elevator. Now we got to go downstairs from like the 30-something floor. We get to the elevator. I press the button to go down. He's like, yo. He kind of leaned over and was like, yo, say something else, nigga. Say something else. like he gonna snuff me right there on the spot. I said, hold up. I said, yo, when we get in the elevator, let's get it, yo. Let's get it. When the elevator doors open, we're gonna push the stretcher to the side and let's get it. Let's get it till we get to the ground floor, yo. And he was like, say less. So he taking off his badge, he taking off his shit. I'm loosening up my shit. Like, let's get it, yo. Elevator doors open. We push the stretcher all the way to the side. Yo, y'all know LIJ. Well, I'm saying y'all know, but LIJ got these big giant elevators. So we get inside. We push the patient all the way to the wall. And there's some old lady. She barely conscious. Push her all the way to the wall. Press the ground floor. The doors close. Bing. So the doors close. Oh yes. Now, when we caught our fades, we caught a lot of fades. One of the rules that we had, because at the end of the day, we still friends, we still brothers, we're not punching in the face. All right, because you punch me in the face, it's a real fight. I don't give a fuck who you are. You punch me in the face, I'm going for mine. You got to lose a tooth too, yo. You know what I'm saying? So we had a rule like no punching in the face, but body shots, as many body shots as you want. No punching in the groin and all that. You know what I'm saying? You could tap out if you get caught in the headlock and all that. You could tap out. You know what I mean? But it's a friendly fade, yo. So as soon as the doors close, oh yes. Fuck yeah, nigga. Fuck nigga. Yo, what? Yo, that's all you hear, right? Yeah, the shoes squeaking in the elevator doors. Yo, we get all the way to the ground floor. Now we kind of conscious of like we when the doors open, we don't want to be scrapping right there when the doors open. So we kind of conscious of it. So when the doors, the elevator slowing down, bing, we get to the last floor. The doors open, we all out of breath. We out of fucking yeah, nigga. Fuck yeah, keep running your fucking mouth. Yeah, we all out of breath. The doors open. Who's standing there? Fucking Mark. Mark is standing there. He decided to pick up an overnight shift with some other dude. He's the manager, but he's working that night. So the doors open, and I'll never forget, he looked at us, and he was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you fucking animals, yo? And Mark, the way he used to talk to us, he's the only dude that could talk to us and get away with it, because, we liked him, and, we had a mutual respect. He was like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm like, yo, friendly, employee dispute. We just settled an employee dispute, it ain't nothing. And he's like, yo, y'all good? And we like, yeah, we good. Like, it ain't nothing. But both of our shirts is all like ruffled up. You know what I'm saying? We all sweating. Angel light skin, so he all red, his face all red and shit. we sweating like crazy. We got the patient right there. He's like, yo, y'all motherfuckers is retarded, yo. He's like, that's what he said. But he laughed. He was like, man, I can't. He's like, I can't. He's like, I don't even. He's like, I can't even say nothing to y'all because y'all fucking goons ain't gonna listen anyway, man. Let's get the fuck out of here, yo. He's out there with his Italian voice. Get the fuck out of here. He's like, get the fuck out of here. We laughing. And that's it. And I said all that to say this, right? So when Mark died on September 11th, he was like the last manager that would put up with our shit, that would go to bat for us. You know what I'm saying? Even though we had the union and all that, but Mark, he was part of the union also. He was, you know what I'm saying? But he would help us out because they had us plenty of times that they could have fired us for bullshit, fired us for doing dumb shit, even like just now, like that shit like that. Mark would always save us. But when Mark died, it was open season. Like, soon as Mark died, me and Angel was like, yo, that's it, yo. The next time we fuck up at this job, we done, yo. And all of the other managers was like, yo, your boy Mark ain't here to save y'all anymore, yo. Like, me, I kept coming in late. So my thing, they had me for lateness. But Angel, he just had a whole bunch of write-ups and all kind of other shit. So about a week after, maybe 2 weeks after September 11th, Angel is getting ready to have a son. His girlfriend is pregnant. She's getting ready to have a son. So now me and Angel, we working in the morning time. It had to be like, we used to work 9 to 5, sometimes 10 to 6. So we work an early shift, maybe like 10 o'clock in the morning. His mom calls him like, yo, your baby mom's is in labor. She getting ready to have a baby. Yo, you need to, if you want to see the baby be born, you need to get over here. They're in Methodist Hospital in Brooklyn. We're all the way in Queens. So Angel's like, oh shit, fuck that. I want to see that's his first son. You know what I'm saying? Like, he want to see his son be born. So he's like, yo, fuck this shit. So he gets on the radio like, yo, I got to bring the bus in. Yo, I'm getting ready to have a baby. My daughter, my baby mom's is in labor. The dispatcher was like, yo, nah, bro, you can't leave. We don't got, it's a busy day. We don't got nobody on standby and we don't got no replacements today. Like, nah, you can't leave. What you mean I can't leave? I'm getting ready to have a baby. What you mean I can't leave? They're like, bro, if you bring that truck back to the base right now, you might as well bring it in, turn in the keys, turn in your ID, turn in everything, and keep it pushing because you done. And he was like, you know what? Fuck this job, yo. And I was like, yo, I don't blame him. I'm like, yo, you sure you want to do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't argue with him. Like, who don't want to see their first kid be born? I couldn't even argue with him. I'm like, yo, you know what? It is what it is, man. Like, do what you got to do. So he took the truck back to the base. They fired his ass right there on the spot, yo. Boom. So now I'm working. I'm still at the same job. I'm working with this chick named Yvette. Now, me and Yvette was mad cool. We had already worked together plenty of times in the past. We knew each other. So I'm working with Yvette. Now everybody knows the target is on my back. Because once they get me up out of there, a lot of the other OG veterans they already got rid of. They had already cleaned house. I'm like one of the last stragglers from the good old days. You know what I'm saying? From the douchebag days. I'm one of the last douchebags left. So I know the target is on my back. But at the same time, I don't really be doing too much kind of shit like that. The only thing I kept doing is coming in late. I kept coming in fucking late. So now one day, I go to party one night. This got to be like about a month later. This is September 11th. This had to be like October 11th. Like, it was literally a month later. October 11, 12, 13, one of those days, but literally a couple of weeks. You can still see the smoke coming from Manhattan. If y'all know, y'all know. Yo. We fucking, I went and party one night. So the next morning, I got to be to work at like 9 o'clock. I partied that night mad hard. I got drunk. I woke up at like 7:45. I'm like, oh shit. So I call up Yvette. I'm like, yo, do me a favor. I'm like, yo, because she used to drive. She had a dope brand new Pathfinder. I said, yo, do me a favor. I said, I'll never make it if I go to try. At the time, I ain't have no car neither. So I'm like, yo, do me a favor. I need you to come pick me up on the way to work. I was like, if I got to go take the bus and all that, I'll never make it. So she's like, no doubt. So she went out of her way. She came to my crib, picked me up. She got to my crib at like, I had to be to work at 9. She got to my crib at like 8:26. Now, the job is like 20 minutes from my house. I'm like, bingo, we going to make it. We get on the Van Wyck, mad traffic. I'm like, fuck. Then we get on Rockaway Turnpike, mad traffic. Fuck. Yo, I'm like, yo, you want to get out and let me drive? Because, you know what I'm saying, you driving like an old lady right now. She's like, nah, I got it. She like trying to dip in and out of lanes. I would have made it if I was driving. I would have made it. But she was driving like old lady style. I'm like, yo, go. I'm looking out the window like, yo, after this car, go. Nah, yo, we get to the fucking job at 9:03. 9:03. I quickly, I was like, don't even park. I was like, just pull right up in the front. I'm gonna jump out. Then you go park this shit. She pulled up. I jumped out. I ran inside. I clocked in at 9:03. Clocked in, grabbed the keys, and tried to sneak back out real quick. So she parked her car. So now we doing the pre-work check and all that. I'm like, oh shit, that was close, yo. Like, damn, that was close. I hear over the radio, yeah, Malik, we need to see you in the office real quick. Malik, if you're outside, we need to see you in the office real quick. I'm like, fuck, yo. I looked at Yvette. I gave her a dap. I was like, all right, well. I think we all know what this is. I took a deep breath. I was like, I knew what it was. Walked inside the office. They was like, yo, nigga. They was like, you got the keys on you? Yeah. Let me get them keys real quick, yeah. Let me get that ID real quick, yeah. Matter of fact, take that shirt off, yeah. Take that fucking shirt off, nigga. And if you want to get your last check, bring the rest of them shirts back in too. Like they fired me dirty, yo. Dirty. And I went out like a champ though. I was like, all right, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? And Tommy was like, yo, I hate to do it to you like this, but you knew. Everybody knew. He's like, yo, you did it to yourself. I ain't really firing you. You did it to yourself. And I'm like, yo, Tommy, ain't no beef. Yo, you right. You know what I'm saying? You got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, yo. I even gave him a little handshake. Like, yo, no doubt, man. It's been real, yo. Been real. So I dipped off, yo. I got fired, right? So this is when the ambulance days for me, I kind of knew was numbered because I was already reaching my peak of working on the ambulance. I was already tired of the shit. So I thought I got another job. Now, keep in mind, this is all factors into the story because I want y'all to know where my mindset was at. So now, once I got fired from Hunter, I said, you know what, let me get another job at another private company. Because it takes a while to get like the real hospitals and 911 and all that, like, you know what I'm saying, the official city. It takes a while to get back up in it. So I said, let me go get a quick job at a private company. You get those jobs overnight. Like, you get fired from this company, go get a job at the next company tomorrow. So it wasn't like I was worried about the money or nothing like that. I was just comfortable. I said, fuck it. I'm going to go get a job at this company called Century. Now, if you know about Century, Century is like the most hoodest ambulance company in America. Like, sorry, yo, she was back here tripping. Century is like one of the most hoodest ambulance companies that you could work. Right? So I went and go get a job at Century. Now, Century, they ain't really got too many contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a slow job. Ain't really no work there. But yeah, hey, get the minimum salary. But I would say 9 out of 10 days, we only do one call. And some days, no calls. So a lot of days I just clocked in, sat on the truck for 8 hours and clocked out. Clocked in, drive around the city, drive around, waste gas all day. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point that some days I would clock in and we would go to the movies on the job. We'll park the truck, go to the movies. All right, park the truck, go to the mall, go have lunch, like go to your house, chill. Like, it was crazy. It was a super slow job. So they had me working with this dude named Anthony. Now, Anthony, he was like me. Like, he was old school tech. Like, he'd been working in the game for mad years, so he knew all of the tricks of the trade. He knew how to milk the clock. He knew how to, he knew how to enjoy the fucking job, like enjoy the perks of doing nothing. So I'm working with Anthony. I still hate the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? We still get calls here and there. I still hated the job, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm working there for like about a good, I don't know, maybe 6 months. So I'm working with, one day we get a call now. We working like 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Anthony is this black guy, right? So black guy, a little older than me, but, a little, maybe 2 years older than me. So he was a young dude at the time, in his late 20s. So Anthony got a date. He met this chick, this nurse at the hospital. So the nurse is like, yo, I get off at 8. Anthony's like, I bet I get off at 7. I'm going to just get off. I'm going to grab my car and come pick you up, and we're going to go chill and all that. So he was mad hype, yo. Mad hype. I ain't even go home and change funky ass. He's like, yo, you that thirsty, right? So I'm like, hey, do your thing. We get a call at fucking 6:40. 6:40. You know he's mad, yo. You know he's tight, yo. He's tight. So he's like, yo, we're going to hurry up and do this shit as fast as we can. So we go get the patient, and it wasn't no emergency, some regular shit. Yo, this dude is driving lights and sirens to the hospital. Like, we get the patient, he's driving lights and sirens like we got somebody doing CPR in the back, like somebody's on their last breath. No, it's just a regular shit. The dude is chilling on the stretcher. I'm chilling on the bench. He driving like a fucking maniac, yo. And I even was like, yo, bro, I'm like, from the back, I'm like, yo, bro, chill, yo. Like, cause, everybody ain't about that driving life. Like me, like when Angel would do it, I knew Angel was a serious driver. So like, I didn't have no fear. When I'm doing it, same thing. I know how to drive. But some people, they be doing dumb shit. Like some people, you can't give everybody lights and sirens. Some people just take advantage. Some people don't realize that just because you got your sirens on, you can't just go breezing through a red light. You still got to slow down and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just don't get it. And he was one of them people that don't get it. Like he'll be breezing through red lights, yo. Like, oh, I'm fucking lights and sirens, yo. Here I am, yo. So he's doing his thing. I'm like, yo, bro, chill. He's swerving mad hard. I'm like, yo, bro, chill, nigga. On the back, I'm kind of laughing. I'm like, yo, chill, damn, yo. I'm like, you thirsty ass. You don't worry. If she like you, she gonna wait for you. So calm down, nigga. Right? So I'm kind of laughing. This dude powers through a light. Powers right through a red light, and we get T-boned. We get T-boned by some Mexicans in a landscaping truck. The like a little pickup truck with a landscape and the whole back of the shit with mad leaves and rakes and brooms and all that shit, like to do yard work. We going this way. We went through the light. The truck All right, shoot. We going this way. He runs the light. The truck, boom, T-bone right into the side of us. Flip the damn ambulance over just like this. Bong. Flip the shit over. So the ambulance is on the side. So the stretcher is, the patient is on the stretcher on sideways like this. I'm on top of the fucking patient sideways, yo. This shit happened so fast and it was so loud. I'm like, oh shit, yo. So I laid there for a quick second. I went like this, check my fucking arms, legs. I'm like, oh shit, I don't got no injuries at all. I quickly move off the patient. I'm like, yo, you good? You good? And the patient's some old guy. He's like, yeah, what the fuck is going on? Like, he grumpy old man. What the fuck is going on? I'm like, I don't know, man, but you getting ready to get paid. I'm getting ready to get paid. Shh, keep quiet. Yo. Just don't say nothing. Just lay right here. You know this bitch ass motherfucker Anthony gonna come running around the side. I hear the back door open. Now keep in mind the ambulance is on his side. The back door opens. He's like, yo, grab the tech bag, grab the steer, grab the steer chair, grab this, grab that. Yo, it look like some of these dudes is hurt. Grab this, grab that. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you talking about grab this, grab that? I'm like, yo, bro, my neck and my back. That's all I said. I said, yo, bro, my neck and my back. And he looked at me like, yo, he's like, yo, you serious, bro? You gonna do me like that? I was like, yo, bro, my neck and my back. You know what I'm saying? What that means is, yo, if I'm driving and we get into an accident, bro, you gotta act like you gotta act like you hurt, yo. You get workers' comp. You get a lawsuit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, use your imagination, bro. Like, nah. Especially if it's an accident that you didn't cause. Now, if I caused the accident, you know, it is what it is. But even if I'm driving and somebody hit us, I expect you as the passenger to be like, yo, my neck and my back. My neck, my back, my neck and my back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't moving. I'm like, I'm not only am I not grabbing no shit, I'm not moving. Call an ambulance for me, nigga. I'm hurt. He's like, come on, man. You ain't even hurt, man. You gonna do me like that? Yes, I'm gonna do you like that, motherfucker. Yes, my neck, my back. Get on the radio, call a fucking ambulance. He was like, oh, man, you corny for that. You corny. Hey, yo. And you know, crazy thing, we never was friends after that, but hey, fuck him. He said, you corny for that. He picked it up real. Yeah, we got into a situation. This guy, I don't know if he's really hurt or not, but he's saying he's hurt. He'll say something like slick shit like that over the radio. I'm not hurt, but in my mind, I'm fucking hurt. The crazy thing is, your mind is so powerful. I kept saying my neck and my back in my mind. My neck and my back started fucking hurting, yo. It's a funny joke because nobody was hurt. Even the Mexicans that, I'm just saying Mexicans, but the landscapers, I don't want to be racist, but, you know, the landscapers, they wasn't hurt either. You know what I'm saying? But they T-boned us. They wasn't hurt on them, but they was, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if they didn't have green cards or nothing. They ain't really want no problems. But me, I'm like, yo, take me to the emergency room. My neck and my back, I feel like a sharp pain in my fucking back here. They send these two girls, ambulance to come to take me to the hospital. The girls is like, I'm at the time, I'm still big. They're like, yo, we can't lift your big ass up into the truck. They just get up and walk in the truck. I'm like, nah, bro. I can't move. My legs. I can't feel my legs. Yo, they was like, yo, you're a real bitch, man. They had to call for backup to help carry me into the fucking stretcher and carry me into the hospital. Meanwhile, I'm up in the hospital. I'm getting all the fucking x-rays and all that shit. I call my mom's on the phone. I'm like, I just got to accident and all that. I'm like, yeah, my neck and my back. And the funny thing is, as I'm talking to my mom's, I'm like, oh shit, my neck and my back do kind of hurt a little. I don't know if it was just some mental shit, but my neck and my back started hurting a little bit. But in my mind, I was like, yo, this is the perfect shit because now I'm taking off 6 months. I got to go to fucking physical therapy. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my lawsuit. I need my workers' comp check for 6 months. I got a 6-month vacation. I can find another job because I was so tired of this ambulance shit. So I'm like, fuck that shit. And that's exactly what I did. I was going to physical therapy. I got a job working off the books as a bouncer. That's when I started my bouncer career. If y'all want to hear some bouncer stories, I got a bunch of those too. But I started working as a bouncer because I'm like, if the workers' comp people are following me, because you know they'll follow you once in a while, if they following me or they watching me, yo, bro, I'm just working as a bouncer. I'm just standing up. I didn't say I can't stand. I said I can't lift no patients. I can't be, lifting people up and down the stairs because my neck hurts. But I can stand in front of a club all night. For $100 off the books, I can do that all night. But I can't do no ambulance work. So I had my little workers' comp for like 8 months. You know what I'm saying? I got a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? When I got the lawsuit money, the first thing I did was bought a whole bunch of jewelry, bought a car, fixed up the crib. Like I blew that shit immediately. I ain't saved none of it. I blew it immediately. But anyway, right? So now after I got the lawsuit money, I got to go back to work. Now, so this got to be around 2003. The year's 2003. So I was like, I gotta go back to work. So there's a new company that just opened, another private company, but it was brand new. It was called First Response Ambulance. Brand new company, brand new ambulances, brand new everything is new. Meanwhile, I'm like, all right, bet. They just opened. Let me go there. So I went there. They looked at my resume and my experience and all that. I got the job immediately. Like, as soon as I walked in the door, they was like, yo, you ready to work today? Like, niggas like, yo, gave me a shirt. Like, yo, this shirt ain't even your size. Just don't button it. Just put this shit on. And, yo, we got 3 trucks right now. We're going to have, 10 by the end of the month. Here's the keys. Here, we got a call right now. Do your thing, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I got the job immediately. Now, keep in mind, in 2003, I decided that I'm going to change my life. I had just got married, okay? I was getting ready to have a baby, Amaya. I only have 1 kid. I was getting ready to have Amaya. I had just got married. We got a crib together. Like, I got a new car. Like I'm trying to, like, really become a man, yo. Like, I'm really trying to become a man. I was so tired of the reputation that I had. Like, I hated the fact that every time somebody see me, they got this little attitude like they scared of me, or like, nobody want to work with me. Like, I know people talking shit about me behind my back, like, I'm some kind of gangster. I hated that. So I said, you know what? When I get this job at First Response, I'm reinventing myself, because they don't know nothing about me. They don't know nothing about Angel. They don't know nothing about all of my shenanigans that I pulled. I'm coming up in there with a clean slate. So I came up in there, and this was when I really turned my life around. I came up in there like, yo, back to my OG Super Tech days. My uniform looking mad crispy. I'm doing mad work. I got a baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not playing around anymore. And they loved me. And I loved that job. Like, it was great. It was great. But the only problem is, I hated the actual work. Okay, I hated the actual work, because that job, they knew how to do it. Like, they had a lot of contracts with a lot of nursing homes, and like, they knew how to do it. So we get a lot of calls, and there'd be a lot of these miserable calls, a lot of people dying, like we call it the meat run, like when you got to take somebody who got a DNR, do not resuscitate. You got to take somebody who's having a heart attack out of the nursing home, but you can't do nothing. You can't give them CPR. You can't give them no meds. You can't do nothing. They got to do not resuscitate. They want to die. Or the family wants them to die because they tired of this shit. So they got a DNR. So we get a lot of those calls like that. And, believe it or not, it's hard to watch somebody die. And knowing that you could help, it's hard to watch somebody taking their last breaths. And I had to do that a lot. And that shit started weighing on my mind, like, what I'm saying? Like, I would get off of work and I go to the gym with my boy Hollywood and Vic and Mike and Lo and all of them. And they do construction. Dave was doing construction. Vic was a mailman. Like my boy was a plumber. It's everybody in the gym talking about the girls they met at work and their job parties and this and that. And when it get to me, it's like, every fucking day I'm miserable. Like, I fucking had a bad day. You get home, your girl came there. How was work? How was work? Work is terrible. Every day work is terrible. There's never like, how was work? Oh, today was dope. Yo, today I did this. I did. Every day is terrible. So I was tired of that shit. So anyway, I reinvent myself. I'm working at First Response Ambulance, but I'm tired of the job. And this is when, like I told y'all, some of these names gonna come back into play. I will never forget what happened. I'm getting to the worst day of my life. I just want y'all, I'm setting the scene for y'all. So I'm working at First Response Ambulance. The year is 2003. I'm working on an ambulance. I'm working with this dude named Fleming. I got to tell y'all some Fleming stories too, man. I got some good ones. So I'm working with my boy Fleming. We on Jamaica Avenue in front of Gertz Mall. I'm just chilling. And now we chilling. We don't got no calls. It's kind of dead that day. So I'm sitting in an ambulance and I'm having one of those life moments like, yo, this, like, I got to do something else. Like, I got to put my application back in for corrections, because the ambulance is a dead end job. You become an EMT, you become a paramedic, and then maybe you become a supervisor and go in the office. But on the road, it's a dead end job. It ends with you becoming a paramedic. That's where it ends. So, and I had to reach that. So I'm like, this is a dead end job. I don't want to be 40 years old lifting people up and down the stairs. The pay is not even that great. Like, nah, I'm around germs, diseases, and I'm seeing people dying every day. I'm tired of this shit. So I'm having a reflection moment. I'm sitting on Jamaica Avenue just chilling. I'm like, damn, I need to find a new job. My phone rings. Who is it? Horace Prince. Y'all remember my dude Prince, the dude that I worked with on the first day and we got into an accident together? Let me tell you about Prince real quick. He worked on an ambulance for about 5 years. Now, I worked way longer than that. But he quit after 5 years. And the reason he quit, he started dating this girl named Gail. We all worked at the same company. And tragically, Gail was sleeping on the bench in the back of the truck, which I still feel a little guilty to this day because, you know, when she first got the job there, they put her to work with me. Like, and I was kind of training her, and you know, me and my partner was training her. This is, you know, me and Angel, we had breaks. Like sometimes we work with other people for like a month, and then that person don't work, and that person can't work with it. Nobody can work with Angel. They end up putting us back together. They would always separate us because we was doing too much shit. But at some point, we end up back together because nobody can't work with Angel. Nobody can't work with him. They can't fire him. I'm the only person that could deal with him. So we take a break from each other, and then we end up right back together. So this is one of the times that me and Angel was not working together. I'm working with Yvette, and at the time, so they put Gail to train with me and Yvette. So I'm training Gail how to work and showing her the tricks and the trades of the job. And I told her, I said, look, man, one of the things that I do is when there ain't nothing to do, I go in the back and sleep. You know what I'm saying? I go in the back and sleep. I'm tired. I'll be partying and drinking and all. I'm going back and sleep. Everybody does that, but nobody says it. But a lot of people do it. So I'm the one who showed her how to do that, and she started doing that, and everybody was doing it. But she started doing. She was sleeping in the back one day, and this dude was driving a damn ambulance, got into an accident, and she ended up breaking her neck in the back of the ambulance during the accident. She ended up dying. Now, her and Horace Prince, they started dating before that. They was already dating. They was a thing. And there was a cute couple, you know what I'm saying? And when she died on that ambulance, man, it broke Horace, man. It broke his heart. It broke my heart, too. That was a tragic story, you know what I'm saying? But Horace, he, you know, that kind of took the fire from working out in the ambulance out of him. And he quit. Horace quit. And now when he quit, he ended up landing this dope job. I don't know how he got it. I don't know who he knows. But Horace, he always had the knack for finding like dope jobs. Like he was always one of those people like, yo, son, you ever got a friend that always, when you see them, hey, yo, bro, I heard such and such is hiring. Hey, yo, bro, you know such and, like, he always know. Like, how you know? Like, he always know, yo, son, if you know anybody that need a job, yo, tell them this place is hiring on 34th Street. Start at $17 an hour, yo. Let him know. He one of them spread the word dudes, yo. You know what I'm saying? So he always wind up on his feet. So he found a dope, cushy job working at the Metro North Railroad. Let me say that correctly. Metro North Railroad. So he had quit after 5 years. Now I'm still on the ambulance. Another 4 years after that. So out of the blue, I get a call from Horace Prince. I'm like, oh shit. I answer the phone. I'm like, yo, Prince, what up, baby? What up? What's good? He like, yo, check this out. He's like, I don't know if you know this or not, but I got one of the dopest jobs that a nigga like us would kill for. He's like, yo, if I tell you more about my job, you gonna hate me more. But he was like, you're not gonna believe this, but the job I'm working at is a career job. Like, people don't just get that job, work for 6 months and then quit. No, people who get those kind of jobs, that's a career. Like, you retire from that shit. He was like, somebody's retiring, and the manager asked me, do I know anybody? Do I know anybody who has a lot of experience and who's very trustworthy? Because it's a job, it's a position of a lot of trust. You got a lot of authority, you got a lot of trust. Do I know anybody that I could trust? And he said, the first person I thought of was you. I don't know why. I don't know how he thought about me first, even though me and Horace, you know, Horace, he was never a gangster type dude. He was never like into all of the shenanigans. He was a member of one of those those lodges, you know, those fraternal lodges. I forgot what you call it, like a Mason. He was like a Mason, and he go to the lodges and all that, and he always be like, yo, you need to come to this lodge party we have, and da-da-da. I ain't really into that shit, but whenever Horace invited me, I always would be like, you know what, I'm gonna just pull up. I would pull up, and sometimes the parties would be like a little old school, a little bit, not really my flow, but hey, Horace invited me, I'm gonna show up, I ride out with Horace. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was friends. We was friends from that first day. So, you know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, he looked at me as a friend. I looked at him as a friend also. But he was like, yo, they asked me, do I know anybody? I thought of you. He said, yo, let me know if you tired of working that fucking bullshit ambulance. He's like, you want a real job? He was like, yo, I could get your interview on Thursday. It must have been like a Monday. He's like, I get your interview on Thursday. I was like, what? I'm getting ready to have a baby. I just got married. I'm like, hell yeah, yo. I'm like, yo, bro, you might have just changed my life, which he did. Right now, if Horace calls me right now and say, yo, I need $10,000, if I got it, I'm giving it to him. Without no questions asked, yo. The man changed my life, yo. So I'm on Jamaica Avenue. Soon as I hung up the phone with him, y'all remember we used to call it the smooth man stores. Y'all know those stores that they sell like blazers and slacks? you know where the Jamaicans be shopping? We used to call it the smooth man stores. I'm on Jamaica Avenue. I said, yo, Flem. I said, hold up. I gotta go max out my credit card real quick. I jumped out the ambulance. I ran up in the smooth man store, got some slacks, buttoned up shirt, blazer, you know what I'm saying? Because keep in mind, I haven't went on a job interview in years, yo, you know what I'm saying? So like, in the job interviews that I went on for like ambulance jobs, you don't need to come up with no blazer. You come there with a fucking turtleneck on or you know what I'm saying, a polo shirt. Your resume speak for itself. But this is a real job, so now I gotta get a suit and all that. So I get all this shit. I'm like, bet. So Thursday now, the job is for a company called CHD Meridian. Now, it's occupational health. It's a medical job. The position they was looking for a paramedic, but you're going to be doing medical shit, but not on the road, not like in the hospital. You're doing medical shit for the Metro North Railroad and the MTA bus, right? So Horace, he had the same position, but he was for Metro North Railroad. They was hiring for the MTA side, like the transit, like the regular MTA train, the train side. So I go to the interview on Thursday, right? Now, I was about to say y'all know me, but y'all know my personality. I'm very lovable. I'm a very affable kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? I know how to throw the charm on. I know how to turn it off and on. Like, I don't go up and, hey, what up, niggas? Yo, what's going on? What's up with that new job, yo? I know how to talk very professional, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to turn it on and off. So I said, I got to go up in there and wow these people, right? So now, the manager, her name is Suan. So I go to meet with Suan. Now I'm looking like a clean-cut young man. My resume looks beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? My resume is just all straight work. Like, even when I went between jobs, it might be a fucking 2-week gap between jobs, except for my injury gap. So she's like, tell me about yourself. I'm telling her about myself. She's like, tell me about your experience. So I'm telling her about all of my ambulance stories, and they loved Horace up in that piece. I'm telling her about how me and Horace, all the times, me and Horace worked together. Me and Horace used to be working in the snow, carrying dudes from car accidents in the rain. Like me and Horace is like brothers, you know what I'm saying? I'm like selling it real thick. You know what I'm saying? They fucking fell in love with me that day, yo. So she was like, all right, well, I'm going to let you know how this works. I'm going to let you know, like, we'll let you know if you got the job on that. I'm like, I bet. I'm a little, in my mind, I'm like, fuck, I hate that we'll let you know. Because, you know what I'm saying? You never know. I felt a little disappointed when she was like, all right, you seem like a great fit, but, we'll let you know because we got some other candidates. I'm like, damn, I had a little, I couldn't even hide it. I had a little look of disappointment on my face. I was like, okay, no problem. Keep me posted. I'm available whenever you want. Just keep me posted. As I'm walking out the door, she pulled me to the side. She said, let me tell you something, man. She said, you definitely got the job. She said, don't say nothing. Don't walk up out of here smiling and looking happy. She said, don't say nothing. She said, you definitely got the job. She said, wherever you working at right now, put in your notice. She said, you got the job, yo. She's like, I like you. Straight up, she was like, I like you. I like your style. She's like, you seem like a perfect fit. And she said, if you like Horace, because Horace is a hard worker. So she's like, if you anything like Horace, she's like, if you half as good as Horace, and Horace talks very highly of you, then you're gonna like this job. I'm like, what? Yo, I'm like, bet. So now I'm holding in my smiles. I walk out. There's other people came for the interview. I walk past everybody like, people like, yo, what they ask you in there? I'm like, usual shit. I walk out the job. Fuck yes. Yes, I'm finally off of this fucking ambulance shit. So that's how my ambulance days started coming to an end. Now, keep in mind, I'm still working at first response, and like I said, I reinvented myself. So normally I would have been like, yo, fuck this other job, yo. I got a new job. Fuck the other job. I went right to first response, and I told them, I said, look, man, y'all know I love working for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are great employers. We got a great employee-employer relationship. But I got a new job. I just got a new job. It's in the office. I'm getting older. I got a baby on the way. Like, I can't keep doing this ambulance shit. And one thing about the people at First Response, they were so cool. And the owner of the company, his name was Sam. The owner of the company was so cool. He said, look, he's going to call me Malik. Hey, Malik. He's like, Malik, listen, Malik. He's like, listen, Malik. You got to do what you got to do for your family. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you got to do, he was like, look, man, we love you. And if shit don't work out, you can always come back. He said, listen, when you get your new job and you get your new schedule, if you want to come here and work on the weekends, if you want to work per diem, somebody calls out on your day off, you could call us and ask if we have any shifts. Like, he was like, there's extra money to be made. He was like, don't worry about it. No offense. He's like, no hard feelings. Like, he's like, you still family here, yo. And I got a little emotional behind that because I was like, yo, I appreciate that, man. And this is when I learned, like, you get what you put into. Like the amount of work that I put into that job and reinventing myself, look how it kind of paid off. Because even when I'm ready to quit, they was like, yo, you're not quitting. They was like, we're just gonna take you off the schedule. You're not fired, you're not quitting. We're gonna take you off the schedule. There's like, when you get your new job, if you work Monday through Friday, maybe Saturday and Sunday, come here and do 16 hours over the weekend. That's extra money. You got a new baby on the way. Don't you want that extra money? I said, I sure do. I said, that's exactly what I do because I don't mind working in an ambulance in small doses. Maybe I'll try that out. So we left on good terms. Matter of fact, when Amaya was born, I was actually working that day on the ambulance when Amaya was born, and I called him. I said, yo, my daughter's mom is in labor. I'm getting ready to have my daughter. I already knew it was going to be a girl. I was like, I'm getting ready to have my daughter. They was like, yo, he said, take the ambulance. I don't know where I was at. He said, take the ambulance, drive to the hospital that she's going to deliver at, drive there and leave the ambulance there. She said, drive there and leave the ambulance right there. We'll send somebody to come pick it up. They was like, the person that you're working with, they could go home. You drive the ambulance right there. We'll pick it up. Don't worry. Get your ass to the hospital right now. That's how much they like now. And I shot over there real quick. You know what I'm saying? Even though Amaya took about a good day and a half to be born, went there for nothing early. When Amaya was born, they pulled up, the owners and all that, they pulled up to the hospital. The dude bought Amaya a rocking chair. Y'all know those old school, like horsey, like a horse rocking chair. It looked like a unicorn, but it was handmade, a handmade wooden rocking chair. Had Amaya's name and script. She still got it. Had Amaya's name and script. It had like the My Little Pony, had like a unicorn on the top. The guy came to the hospital, had all the balloons and all that. Yo, he pulled me to the side. He was like, hold up. Counted out like $3,000, like, yo, welcome to fatherhood, yo. He gave me a little pep talk, like, yo, this your new life, bro. Like, nothing comes before your daughter, man. Like, and he was a man's man. I like Sam. He was a man's man. Gave me a little pep talk. Gave me a cigar and all that. Yo, I was like, bet. So anyway, now I started working at I call it the MTA, but the company was called CHD Meridian. But basically, it's working for the MTA. They had a contract. They was contracted for the MTA. Look, this was one of the dopest jobs that I ever had. First of all, I'm working in the Gray Bar building. Now, you could Google this building if you don't know about Manhattan. Google the Gray Bar building. My office, the whole office, the occupational health department is on the 22nd floor of the Gray Bar building. Now, there's only like about 15 people that work for CHD. So it's a small little occupational health section. All right, you got the receptionist. You got two receptionists. You got Horace. His office is right there. He does all of the occupational health for Metro North Railroad. Then you got me and Horace, the same position, paramedic, occupational health. You got a doctor, Dr. G, Dr. Gudos. We call him Dr. G. You got two PAs. All right, physician assistants. John, this little gay guy, he was mad cool, and Joanne, a little Filipino nurse, a Filipino lady, but she was a PA. They was cool, like the two PAs. Then you had a physical therapist. You had, it was a small group of people, but but everybody had their position. So basically, what my job was, say you work for the MTA, right? Say you work as a train conductor. Every year you got to get a physical. Every single year. So every year you gotta, all right, so say on your anniversary date, say you started working June 1st, every year on June 1st, that day is automatically a day off for you. That day you go to the 22nd floor and you go to occupational health. When you go up in there, you gotta do a vision test, a hearing test, you gotta take your blood, I'll be doing a full lab workup, you gotta take a drug test, take the urine for the drug test, you gotta take PFT, pulmonary function test, you got to take EKGs, all of that. You got to get a full medical, you got to get cleared every year for those big boy positions. Now, if you work as a janitor, a lot of those positions, it would be different. Like maybe you only need a hearing or vision test. But if you worked as a conductor or you worked as a mechanic or engineer, you got to get the full workup. So my job was, when the person comes in there, I got to give them the hearing test, the vision test, I take the blood, take the urine, do the EKG, all that. So just do all that shit, get all the file, and then I pass that file off to the PA. Then the PA do some shit and pass it off to Dr. G, and Dr. G signs off on it. All right, so depending on what position, maybe they might have to do this, they might do that, but it was a beautiful job. First of all, the office had ceiling to floor windows on the 22nd floor. Ceiling to floor windows. The guy who left, I don't know, his office was kind of like right next to the supervisor's office, so a lot of people didn't like that because nobody want to work right next to the supervisor. You kind of want to have some space, but the office was giant, a big office. I had my own exam table in there. I had my computer, I had a big desk, computer station, file cabinets, the windows, the view of Manhattan, and like I said, I had the examination bed, so when it's lunch, I could just close the door. If I want to, I could just sleep on the bed real quick, sleep on the exam table. I'm the type of dude, if you work on an ambulance, you'll be able to sleep anywhere. So I learned how to sleep anywhere. So I can sleep in the elevator, bro. So I had a little exam table. I'm like, oh, this is my little bed right here. But it was so cool. Like every day for lunch, me and Horace would link up. Me, Horace, the girl, the receptionist, the two receptionist girls, because the office actually closes from 12:30 to 1:30. Like everybody's on lunch. There's no patients from 12:30 to 1:30. So everybody's having lunch at the same time. So me, Horace, Sunita, and Tasha, we go down in Grand Central Station because the Gray Bar building is above Grand Central Station. So we'll go down to Grand Central Station, get food, come back. We'll chill in Horace's office or chill in my office because Horace had a little DVD player. Y'all remember the old school DVD players that had a built-in screen? Horace had one of them joints. So we'll have lunch in the office and we'll be chilling. I was like, yo, I love this job. I love it. Right? So I'm having the time of my life now. Like I'm doing that job Monday through Friday. Sometimes on the weekend I'll pick up some ambulance shifts, but it got to the point where I didn't even want to work on the ambulance at all anymore. Like once I got a taste of the good life, got a taste of going to work and having fun and, going to work and not seeing misery and going to work, people smiling all day, laughing, joking, all of the people that come to get their physicals, they cool people. Like it was a great job and I was in a great space. This is going to bring me now to the worst day of my life, right? So all this is happening now. This is 2004. All right, 2004. Now, keep in mind, Amaya was just born. I want to show y'all something real quick. Let me pull this up because y'all need to see this. All right, my bad. I had to take a little intermission real quick. Let me have a little little cocktail. All right, we back in. Now, like I was saying, so now I'm living so fucking comfortable right now. Like I'm living the dream. I just had a baby. All right, now let me show you because I want to show y'all some pictures. All right, so this was me when I delivered Amaya. I actually delivered Amaya. I delivered. I took her out. Because when I went up in there, when she was being delivered, and I let them know, I was like, I'm a paramedic. I know all about this shit. I already delivered the baby in the past. They said, you want to deliver your own baby? I said, I sure do. I delivered my own damn baby, right? So this is 2004. So Amaya's a couple of months old. Amaya's had to be like maybe 6-7 months old, right? Basically, this was my schedule. I would work from the office. I would work from 8 to 4. right? I had to be in Manhattan from 8 to 4. So what I would do is every morning I would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We would get Amaya ready. I would take Amaya from our house to my mom's house, because my mom's was the babysitter. Because Amaya's mom, she worked as an accountant. So she had to go to work at her own job also. Like she wasn't gonna be stay-at-home mom. She wanted to get that paper too. I ain't mad at her. She wanted to get that money. I ain't mad at her. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my moms. My mom's was the designated babysitter. So we was paying my moms to babysit. So I would wake up at 6. I would take Amaya every morning from my house to my mom's house. I would leave my car at my mom's house, take the express bus to Manhattan, okay? Get to Manhattan like 7:30. I'll link up with Horace at 7:30. We have breakfast in Grand Central. I'll work my 8 to 4:30. At 4:30, I would leave. I'd take the train or the bus back to my mom's house, pick up Amaya, chill with Amaya until around 7:30. That's what time her moms got home. Okay? When Amaya's moms got home at 7:30, I pass off Amaya to her, and I go to the gym. I go to the gym from maybe 8 to 9:30, maybe 8 to 10. I'll be back at home at 10, and that's it. Start everything over again. So let me show you some actual, I like to have some actual photos. Look, this is how it looked every morning. All right, this is a picture every morning of me taking Amaya. All right. Every morning, I had to take Amaya to my mom's house. Now, keep in mind, this is a very significant picture because I just bought this brand new Lincoln Navigator. Now, and check this out. So every day I picked up Amaya after work. When I picked up Amaya after work, I get to my mom's house at like around 5 o'clock, 5:30. I got to chill with Amaya from 5:30 to maybe 8 o'clock. So what I did every day was I would take Amaya to the mall. Okay, take her to Wendy's, or take her to Jamaica Avenue and go shopping. And I was the type of dude that I never, not once used a stroller. I never used a stroller. So this was me like every day I'll be on Jamaica Avenue with Amaya. Now look, I used to walk around with my wife beat on because I was in great shape. I have my little daughter right there and just walking around every day. I was like the #1 proud dad. This was me taking Amaya in the mornings. This is my medical shit. Taking Amaya in the morning to drop her off. You know what I'm saying? Look, like I said, I never use a stroller not one time. So when I walk around with Amaya, I just have Amaya sitting on my shoulder like this. She never once was with me with a stroller. Look at that. Amaya, this is actually the company that I worked at. Let me see, I got one photo. This was at that cushy job. This is the receptionist's office. I took Amaya, when she got a little bit older, I took Amaya to work with me one day. Bring your daughter to work, bring your kid to work day. Took Amaya to work with me. Look at the old Windows computers on the back. The receptionist's office, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, this is, every single day. And these are just the pictures I have, but every day I'll take my picture, like this is me dropping Amaya off at my mom's house on the way to work. Every single day. Now, the quality is very low budget quality because it was those old school cameras, which I get the idea. So this is me like on Jamaica Avenue. I'll park my truck right there, pull up Amaya, even if Amaya's sleeping or not, just walk around the Ave, chill with Amaya for a couple of hours until drop her off when her moms get off of work. So anyway, that was the plan. So now I will never forget this date because the worst day of my life happened to be on Amaya's mom's birthday. So the date is April 16th. So this is April 16th, 2004, right? So now it's Amaya's mom's birthday, right? So I just did my usual routine. I dropped Amaya off, went to work, picked Amaya up, got back home. So when I got back home at like 7:30, Amaya's mom gets home at 7:30. I'm like, here goes Amaya, like, you know what I'm saying? Let me pass off the baby to you. I want to go to the gym. She's like, yo, and y'all can look at the dates for yourself. I guarantee you, if you look at April 16th, 2004, I guarantee you it's a Friday. It has to be a Friday. Let me just make sure. Let's just make sure. April 16th, 2004. What day of the week was that?
It was Friday, April 16th,
Well, I'll tell you.
2004.
Friday, right? It was a Friday. It was her birthday. So now I go to the gym. No, matter of fact, I didn't even go to the gym. So I passed off Amaya, and I'm like, all right, like, it's your birthday. Like, what you trying to do for your birthday? So she was like, yo, she want to go to this club called the Roxy. The Roxy was popping on Fridays back in the days. If you know, you know, right? So she was like, so Amaya's mom, her name is Jazz. We're just gonna say Jazz. I'm not gonna keep saying Amaya's mom. I'm gonna say Jazz. All right, her name is Jazz, right? So Jazz and my older sister are friends. They always been friends. So she's like, yo, she got my sister and their whole crew of girls. They want to go to the Roxy. I'm like, I bet, yo, like, yo, have a good time, yo. And she's like, nah, she's like, why you and your boys don't pull up? Like, it's my birthday. Like, turn it into a big event. Because you know when me and my bros pull up, it's a movie. You already know it's gonna be a movie. So she's like, yo, call your boy Dave, call your boy Vic. All right, call your boy Mike, call Lo, call everybody, get at least 8 or 9, like get your crew together. I got my crew together. We all gonna go to the Roxy. We're gonna get some tables. We're gonna do it so big. You know what I'm saying? And afterwards, we're gonna go have breakfast at the diner. Like, let's do it. So I'm like, I bet. I bet. So I'm not even gonna go to the gym today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just work out in the house, but let me assemble my crew. I gotta call my number one hitter. I gotta call my road dog, my number one road dog, Dave, also known as Hollywood. When y'all hear me call Hollywood Dave, the reason we call Dave Hollywood, y'all can Google it, y'all can look up this video for yourself. Y'all remember Jay-Z 99 Problems? I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Go watch the Jay-Z 99 Problems video. There's a part in that video where there's a big dude walking through the jail cells. All right, when Jay-Z rapping, that's Dave, yo. So Dave always been like he always been in rap videos and shit like that. And then he ended up getting a little part on 30 Rock with Tracy Morgan, right? So, you know, we started calling him Hollywood after he got the part on 30 Rock. You know, Dave was on TV a couple of times. Like, yo, bro, your new name is Hollywood, yo. So if y'all hear me say Hollywood, that's Dave. Or I'll just say Dave or D. Well, that's my best friend. Go look at my Hollywood streams with me and Hollywood. If y'all want to know our dynamic, that is my brother right there, my dude, yo. That's my ace boom right there. Right? So the first person I call up Dave. I say, yo, I call Dave on the phone. Yo, D, what's up? What you doing, yo? He like, I ain't shit. I'm up in the crib chilling. Why? What's up? I said, yo, you know, it's Jazz's birthday today, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we trying to hit the Roxy, yo. He's like, oh, man, damn, I can't go today, yo. The one day, he's like, I can't go. I'm like, why not? He's like, yeah, you know, my girl beefing with me because, you know, we be going out too much. And at the time, we was going out a lot. We be going out every weekend. He's like, yo, my girl beefing like she want me to stay home this weekend. I'm all teasing them like, man, pull your skirt up. Nigga, pull your skirt up, man. Who wear the pants over there, yo? You or her, yo? Like, nigga, it's a birthday, man. It's not just a regular going out night. It's somebody's birthday. You gotta pop out, nigga. What's up? I'm busting Dave's balls, but he was like, you know what? He was like, I can't. He was like, I'm sorry, I can't make it tonight. Now, I'm just busting his balls, but we all been in that situation. Like, and any real man knows. Like, you're gonna get in a situation where at some point your girl gonna be like, damn, nigga, take a night off. You ain't gotta go out every night. Take a night off. All right, I want your ass to spend some time with me tonight. And she hit him with the, I want you to spend time with me tonight shit, yeah. So I'm like, all right, I can't really be mad at him. I'm teasing him, but all right, bet. So Dave can't go. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me call my number 2 hitter, Vic. Now, Vic, anytime you hear a story, the story always starts, me, Dave, and Vic. All right? That's how the stories, whenever it's a juicy story or some major shit happened, and be like, yo, what happened that night? Yo, yo, let me tell you what happened. First of all, it was me, Dave, and Vic. And once you hear me, Dave, and Vic, you already know that the story's going to be lit. It's going to be a lit story. So I call up Vic. Vic is like, yo, I'm going on a date tonight. Vic had a date. He's like, I'm going out with this chick tonight. And she know I don't want to take her to the club. You don't bring sand to the beach. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't want to take her to the club. Like, I'm going on a date. I'm like, damn, yo. So that's my number 2 dude, right? I call up Mook. Now, Mook ain't really, y'all know my brother Mook that just passed. I call up Mook. Mook ain't really a club dude like that. But Mook will come out for somebody's birthday. Like, Mook ain't just popping out to a club on a regular night. But I'm like, yo, Mook. I'm like, yo, you know, it's Jazz's birthday tonight. You know, my sister gonna be there. Like, yo, you want to pop up? I'll be the designated driver. Like, you ain't even got to drive nothing. I'll come scoop you. What's up? Mook is like, nah, he ain't want to go. So I'm like, damn, I'm going down my checklist. I'm calling all of my dudes. Nobody could go. So I get further down the line, I get to my boy, Young Cell. Now, if y'all watch my reviews when I do the RDA test and I'm going through Facebook, you always see Young Cell pop up. Now, let me see something real quick, just for fun. Let's go to Facebook real quick. Let's just see something real quick. All right, let me exit out of this, right? Let's go to Facebook and let's see if you always see the same cats pop up. I'm gonna look real quick. Let's see if young self pop up. All right. Well, this is one. Look, is that no? That's not him. But this is right here. This is right here. Look how it works, yo. Look how it works. Hold up. Yo, please tell me. Oh man, did I get rid of it? Damn, yo. That was young Cell right there, yo. But damn, yo. Hold up, nah. Because in order to get the full story, you gotta see some. Damn, yo. Why didn't I just leave it? Oh, look. All right, so let's search. All right, this is my boy Young Cell right here. Young Celly. All right, so I called up Young Cell. Let me see. Let's see what he was doing. Let's see what he was doing just now. Look. Young Cell always been one of them ones, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. All right, so anyway, right? So I called up Young Cell. Now, the reason we called him Young Cell is because he was the youngest dude of our crew. Like, at the time, we all had to be like, I don't know, 26, 27, 28. He had to be like 25. So he was the youngest dude out of the crew. Vic was the second youngest, but Young Cell was the youngest. So we called him Young Cell. Like, he was the youngest one of the crew. Y'all know, everybody has that friend that y'all cool, but y'all not really like super friends. Y'all really more friends when it's a group. All right, so when it's the whole group is there, when it's me, Dave, and Vic and Cell, us four together, it's mad fun. It's never really just me and Cell. It's never just really Dave and Cell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always like kind of a group dynamic. But hey, man, look, I'm running out of choices, right? So I call up Young Cell. I say, yo, Cell, man, I know me and you don't really be, hanging just us like that, but I'm like, yo, you want to go to this club? And, at the time, Young Cell kind of looked up to us. So he was like, what? Of course, yo. He's like, yeah, I want to go, yo. Come pick me up. I'm like, bet, yo. He's like, of course I want to go. So he's like, bet, come pick me up. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, bet. So I hang up the phone. This is a true story. I hang up the phone. Soon as I hang up the phone, literally 45 seconds later, my phone rings. It's Dave. I pick up the phone. Yo, Dave. Dave is like, yo, I just got into an argument with my girl. Yo, man, fuck this bitch, yo. I'm going out. You can hear in the background like, oh, you always go. And you like, yo, bitch, oh, shut up, man. Like, they arguing back. He's like, fuck that shit, yo. Come pick me up, nigga. Come pick me up, because she get on my nerves right now. Come pick me up. We outside here. I'm like, damn, yo. Damn, I already called Cell. Because really, I would have just went with me and Dave. Once Vic can't go, I would have went with just me and Dave. And I know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just really wanted somebody to ride shotgun with me. And we would have had a great time. But I'm like, we already got Young Cell. I already called Young. I can't call him back and be like, yo, you know what? Never mind. You can't go. So I was like, damn. So I told Dave, I'm like, all right, I already called Young Cell. We're going to come scoop. I'm going to come pick you up. And we're going to go scoop up Cell. And it's just going to be us three. Because Vic can't go. Vic going on a date. Mike and Lo, they, you know what I'm saying? They not answering the phone. Like, it's just going to be us. But it's just going to be us three, but it's going to be Jazz, my sister, and all of their friends. They got like 8 or 9 friends. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have a good time. Trust me. Like, y'all niggas going to have a good time for sure. A bunch of girls to hang out with you. And they all divas, yo. Like, y'all going to have a good time. So Dave was like, all right, say less. So I jump in my Navigator. Remember, this is important to the story. I had the brand new Lincoln Navigator, and what I did was, y'all remember back in the days, everybody used to put TVs in the cars? Like, that was like the thing. Everybody got the TVs, you got the PlayStation. So I had the TVs in the front, in the headrest. I had the gooseneck TV. I had the TVs in the back headrest, and I had the PlayStation in the back. So when I get in the car, I go in the back seat, turn on the PlayStation, put in a DVD. Maybe y'all know the Cocaine City. A lot of y'all be shitting on French Montana, but back in the days, the Cocaine City DVDs, the booty shaking videos, you know what I'm saying? It's just rap videos. It's just like putting on YouTube, but there was no YouTube back then. So I put in the DVDs, got all the music, get the music videos popping, or sometimes we play NBA Live. Sit in the back of the nav and play NBA Live. But most of the time, I just turn on the PlayStation. I had all the TVs connected to the PlayStation. Put on one of those rap DVDs and just let the music videos flow. So that's exactly what I did. I jump in it. I go outside. So Jazz is gonna go with my sister and her friends, and Jazz driving her own car. So she driving her car, which she gonna go pick up my sister and her friends and all that. They gonna link up. So I'm like, bet, I'm gonna go pick up Dave, I'm gonna go pick up Sel, and we gonna link up in front of the Roxy. We'll meet in front of the Roxy. We know the bouncers, because keep in mind, I worked as a bouncer before, so I knew all of the bouncers at all of the popping clubs. So I'm like, yo, we all gonna link up in front and go inside. I go pick up Dave. All right, so Dave, now this is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing these Gucci shoes, all right? Gucci shoes that I got from Canal Street. Y'all know, you know. I got the Canal Street special Gucci shoes on because I'm not spending a bunch of money on Gucci shoes. That ain't my thing. But, when you go to clubs, y'all remember back in the days, the clubs had a dress code. No jeans, no sneakers, no hats. So when you go to certain clubs, you can't wear the Timberlands, you can't wear the Jordans. You got to wear some dressy kind of shoes. So I went to Canal Street. I got the knockoff Gucci shoes. They look official though. I had on some brown Dickie pants. They look like slacks, but they were just Dickie pants. And I had on a Dickie shirt. I had on a white Dickie shirt. I had a white wife beater with the white Dickie shirt, and I had a white furry Kango on. All right, so, you know what I'm saying? I was doing it, right? And Hollywood, one thing about him, he always dressed like when they say no jeans and sneakers, for me, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go get to the slacks. But Hollywood, he was the type of dude that he kind of dressed like that anyway. Like he never had a problem like dressing like, hippie style, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to call it, but he used to dress like Abercrombie and Fitch, you know what I'm saying? Like one of them type dudes. He had no problem dressing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you could wear sneakers, sometimes he'll pop out with shoes on just because. Like, he was just a stylish type nigga, right? So I go pick up Hollywood. He ready to go. He styled out. We go pick up Young Sel. Young Sel got on jeans and sneakers, right? So he gets in the car. I'm not paying attention, but he got on jeans and sneakers. I didn't even notice. So he jumps in the back seat. We start driving to the city. We talking shit. We laughing. They roasting each other. The dynamic between Hollywood and Sel, they would stay roasting each other, stay cracking jokes on each other. So they roasting each other. They cracking jokes. We all laughing. We having a good time. We get to the city. We go into the parking lot. We find the parking lot. Right, so I called Jazz on the phone, like, where y'all at? They're like, oh, girls is always late. Oh, they running late. They waiting for this one. They waiting for that one. So I'm like, all right, so we just gonna go inside. I'm gonna make sure that I'll let the bouncers know when y'all, that y'all with us. But we gonna go inside. We ain't gonna stand outside all night like assholes here. We get out the car. I noticed Young Sel got on jeans and sneakers. I'm like, yo, bro, why you got? I'm like, you got on jeans and sneakers? I'm like, yo. We at the Roxy. I don't care who you know at the Roxy. When it's a poppin' night, especially a Friday night, I don't care who you know. You're not getting in there with jeans and sneakers on unless you got. I've been there. I've seen times when dudes like Stephon Marbury when he was popping with the Knicks, like the actual Knicks All-Stars popping up at the clubs and they can't get in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they ready to pay $1,000, they can't get in. So it's like, I'm like, yo, Sel, you not gonna get in with jeans and sneakers. It doesn't even make any sense trying. You not getting in with jeans and sneakers. And look, let me show you something real quick. Look, I was just scrolling through. This Young Sel looked just like this. Yo, shout out to my man Young Sel. He popped up just like this. Jeans, sneakers. Stylish, but not that kind of stylish to get into the Roxy. So I'm like, yo, you not gonna get in. And he felt bad. He was like, you know what? He was like, damn, I don't want to ruin the night. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna just jump on the train and go back home. I'm going to jump on the train and go back home. And I felt bad. I'm like, damn, I'm the one who invited you. I'm not going to let you take the train, even though one of the rules that we had as a crew is if we go to a club, like we all go to a club, we all grown men. If we go to a club and for some reason you can't get in, you got to take the L. Like, if I can't get in and y'all still want to go, y'all have a good time, yo. Yeah, I gotta leave by myself, or I gotta go somewhere else. Or, if somebody want to be nice and be like, all right, we'll go somewhere. But nah, if we bought tickets to go somewhere, like everybody paid tickets already, and you can't get in, you gotta take the train home. You gotta take the L by yourself. Like, no hard feelings, but because a lot of times it'll be me. Like, I'm like, yo, fuck that no jeans and sneakers. I'm wearing jeans. And I get there and they be like, yo, no jeans. I ain't gonna be like, oh, everybody gotta go because I can't get in. Like, nah, all right, well, I'm going to a different club. I just happen to be one of the dudes that, I'm a lot of fun. So if I can't get in, nobody else wanna go in either. But, Sel was like, I can't get, I ain't gonna ruin the night for y'all, especially, it's your girl's birthday. You know what I'm saying? I was married at the time, so it's your wife's birthday. Like, yo, I'm not gonna ruin the night for y'all. I'm just gonna jump on the train. So me and Hollywood was like, all right, bet, though. All right, see you later, yo. Like, we was gonna be like, all right, we was kind of like, see you later at first. But then I'm like, yo, I feel bad that I invited you. You got all hyped, got dressed, and now you taking the train home. You could have stayed your ass in the house. So I said, you know what? I said, I feel bad. I was like, let's just go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else, because at the end of the day, I wasn't going to have that much fun anyway. I'm going there with my fucking wife. So I'm not going to be having that much fun in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dave is hyped because Dave going to be doing his thing. Sel going to be doing his thing. I ain't going to be having that much fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing sand to the beach. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go somewhere else. Let's just go somewhere else because, I felt bad. So I called Jazz on the phone. I said, listen, I'm here with my man Young Sel and with Dave, but they acting funny. Like they don't want to let us in because of the dress code shit. Like they acting real funny. And she already know what time it is. Like the way we are. Sometimes they just don't be wanting niggas that look like us to come in the club anyway. So I'm like, yo, they acting funny right now. So she's like, all right, bet. She kind of was like, all right, she don't really care. She gonna be with her friends anyway. So she's like, all right, well, where y'all gonna go? So I said, look, there's this club that's like maybe like a half a mile away from here. We just gonna go to this little bullshit club that Dave know about. And then y'all, we already got y'all the plug, so y'all got tables and all that. When y'all done, call me on the phone. We'll all leave together and we're gonna meet at Flagship Diner. We're gonna meet at Flagship Diner at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll all, we'll continue the night there. All right, bet. So we jump in the car and we leave. We go to this club that's like about maybe like 15 minutes away, 15, 20 minutes away. So we get to the club. The club is kind of dead. It's kind of dead, but which is cool for me. Now, one part of the story I left out, I used to work Monday through Friday, the 8 to 4:30. But they also had Saturday morning. Saturday morning, they was open, the job at the MTA, they was open from 9 to 1 on Saturdays. 9 to 1, where they only had like one doctor on staff, one person like me or Horace that worked there, or sometimes nobody worked there. Sometimes just one doctor and one receptionist. Like it was like a little shift. You couldn't get all of the testing done that day, but say you failed the eye test and you had to do a retest. Say you failed the hearing test and you had to do the hearing test over. You could come on Saturday morning and do the hearing test, and it would be like a dead day. So they had the little openings. So what I would do is, between me, Horace, and the two other people that worked there, we would once a month, one Saturday I would work that 4-hour shift. Then the next week Horace would do it. The week after that, Sanita would do it. Then the week after that, Tasha would do it. So this way, nobody don't got to feel like every weekend they got to work, but one weekend a month, just that Saturday morning, one Saturday a month, one of us would cover that shift. And it happened to be my shift was Saturday morning. So that night, I really wasn't I wasn't planning on getting super drunk like I normally do. I wasn't planning on getting mad drunk and mad wasted and going crazy because I had to work Saturday morning. And keep in mind, I loved that new job. I was not fucking up that job. I was not coming in late. I was not coming to work drunk and hungover. No, I was taking that job seriously. I was planning on retiring from that shit. So this is one of those times I'm like, yo, we going out tonight. I'm not even drinking tonight. And let me tell you something. By me not drinking saved my life, yo. Me not drinking that night, since I had to go to work the next day, is the only reason that I'm alive right now making this video. That's the only reason I'm alive right now. I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm like, I'm not drinking, I gotta go to work. But I'm not gonna be a buzzkill. Y'all could go y'all drink, y'all do whatever y'all want. We gonna have a good time and all that, but I'm not getting super wasted. We just hanging out. And Dave was like, cool, I ain't gonna get super wasted either. Like, we just gonna chill tonight. Especially just us. The club was kind of dead anyway. So we go in the club, we just chilling. But Young Sel is like, fuck that shit, yo. I'm getting drunk. He ain't gotta drive, he ain't gotta do shit. And we like, yo, we all for it. Like, fuck it, do your thing, yo. So Young Sel doing mad shots with, the bartender was the little Spanish chick. He started fucking with the little Spanish bartender. So they doing mad shots. Shot. They get mad shot. Dave did a few shots and all that, but he didn't get drunk neither. But me and Dave, we just chilling, we just shooting the shit. So now we're leaving. This is where the story gets juicy, y'all. Strap in, yo. So now we leave the party. like around 3 o'clock. So Jazz calls me on the phone like around 2:45. She calls me on my cell. I had a Nextel, and I had 3 phones that day. This is before YouTube. I had 3 phones. I had the Nextel, a Sprint, and a Palm Trio, the Palm Trio, you know, the big Palm Pilot. I had that one because I used to use that as to keep all of my appointments for work. But I always had a bunch of phones. I had the Nextel Chirp. So Jazz called me and was like, "Yo, we getting ready to leave. Y'all gonna leave wherever y'all at? Let's link up at Flagship." I'm like, "All right, say less." So we leave the club. Now, Young Cell is fucking wasted. He is wasted. He is drunk. Now, keep in mind, it's April. The weather is nice outside, but it's kind of cold at night. Like, it ain't cold, but it's kind of jacket season. Like, it's still jacket season. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a jacket on, but it wasn't like, yo, wife beater season or t-shirt season. But I used to leave my jacket in the car just so I don't got to check it at the club. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those, you know, it's cold where you just walk to your car. Like, you ain't chilling outside, but it ain't freezing. We leave out of the club. This nigga Young Cell got on a wife beater. He got on a wife beater. Now, we all worked out, so he's in great shape. He got on a wife beater. He's walking in the middle of the street. He's like, yo, fuck this shit. Yo, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fuck this shit. Now, there was a couple of other clubs that was in the vicinity, so a lot of people was outside. You know, we used to call it parking lot pimping. A lot of people was outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's coming out of this club, this bar, this, you know, this lounge. A lot of people was outside. So we walking toward the car. Young Cell is walking kind of in front of us. Dave is on the side. Dave trying to do the parking lot pimping. He trying to bag some chicks. Hey, yo, Ma, shorty, come here. So I'm like, yo, so I see Dave trying to talk to some chicks. Cool. I'm like, I'm just going to walk to my car. I'm going to jump in the car, start the car up, turn on all my TVs and all that shit, pull back up in front of the club for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Pimp outside the club for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Get my little shine on, let people see me for a minute. You know what it is. That's what I'm thinking to myself. So now we had to walk a couple of blocks. As we walking, there's a group of dudes right there talking to some girls. Young Cell is so drunk, he walks right up to the group, right through the group of guys, walks through them, walk up to the chicks like, yo, what's up? What y'all doing? Like, yo, what's up? So the dudes is like, yo, bro, chill, yo. You know what I'm saying? Now, to this day, I could never be mad at Young Cell because if me and Hollywood was drunk at the same time, this is the shit that we used to do. This is the dumb shit that we used to do, and this is why, like, I'm surprised that nobody didn't off us a long time ago. Like, you know, because we thought we was big in shape dudes, so we just walk up to, like, we walk right through niggas, like, walk right through the whole crew of niggas, like, yo, pardon me, son, I'm trying to talk to this chick, right? You trying to talk to a chick, we walk up to the same chick, yo. All right, yo, Ma. Yo, when you finish talking to this dude, look, I'm gonna be right here waiting right here. Like, you know, doing shit like that. Like, and that's the shit that we did. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to make myself sound crazy, but that's the kind of shit we was on. When we was drunk. When we drunk, we would be doing stupid shit, and the next day we'd be like, yo, a lot of the fights that we got in was behind dumb shit, stupid shit. So, Young Cell does that. These dudes now they wasn't no fucking punks though. They like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Like, yo, bro, you outside with a fucking wife beat on just cause you big with tattoos. Like, yo, you just gonna walk right through niggas? Like, yo, like, damn, son, like, you see him trying to talk to shorty, like, how you just gonna walk up on shorty while I'm trying to talk to her? Yo, and Cell used to do this shit. He used to do this shit. He used to say, "Fruck." He used to, man, the fruck out of here. Fruck out of here, man. Fruck that shit, man. Yo, that's how he used to talk, right? And you know, when we got the whole crew outside, we all got each other's back. Yo, like, yo, bro, like, shit gonna pop off. Like, that's how a lot of fights happen for doing dumb shit, which I regret so much right now. Like, I'm so glad that I was able to survive some of this dumb shit, but this was a different night. So he starts beefing with the dudes right there, right? Now, Hollywood is not even really paying it no mind because it wasn't like the kind of beef where normally if I see beef going down, it's like, yo, tuck your chain in, like, get ready, like, it's about to go down. It wasn't that it's about to go down kind of beef. It looked like they were just talking, like, they were just, like, having, like, a little, they exchanging words, but nobody was posturing, like, pulling their pants up and looking like they ready to square up and all that. It was just like, yo, damn, niggas is, yo, that's how niggas is fat. It was, like, just a lot of words, right? A lot of words. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. And if I was drunk, I would have been right there with Young Cell, like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, what up? So what? So what? Yeah, so what? I would have been on that type of shit, and so would Dave. But me and Dave not drunk. So Dave really trying to talk to some chicks because I know he was in go mode. He was in pimping mode after the club. He feel like it's a wasted night if you don't get some numbers. So you know, I'm just keeping it real. So Dave is on the hunt. Yo, ma, yo, excuse me, miss. Dave is on a hunt trying to talk to chicks. He talking to this chick, talking to that chick. Now, meanwhile, I'm just like, you know, I'm not drunk. I didn't have no drinks. So you ever notice when you're not drunk and you hanging out with somebody who is drunk, you ever notice how goofy they look and how like the shit is just annoying? Like when you and your friend is drunk, both of y'all doing dumb shit. But when you completely sober and your friend is drunk and your friend is slurring his words and stumbling all over the place, you're like, come on, man, like the fuck, man, like, hey, get your goofy ass in the car, let me know. You start getting annoyed. So I'm almost getting annoyed, like, yo, like, I just want to hurry up and get the fuck up out of here. I want to go to this fucking breakfast, and then I gotta go to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even really thinking about it like that. So I'm like, you know what? So Young Cell, he's still kind of arguing with the dudes, but they ain't really look like no gangsters or nothing. They look like regular dudes. Like they wasn't looking like the type of thug dudes that we be having beef with. They look like regular dudes coming from the club. So I'm like, yo, Cell, you got this. Like you ain't like I'm not even worried for Cell, and neither was Dave. Like if it was some hood niggas, we would have been worried. Like, yo, hold up, yo, Cell, chill. Like, what's wrong with you? Yo, like we niggas gonna get it on you. But we didn't even have that inkling at all. I'm walking to my fucking car, right? Now my car, they beefing right here. My car is only like half a block away. So I stopped to talk. I stopped to talk to Cell for a minute while he's beefing with them. So the dudes that he beefing with, they knew me and Cell was together because I'm like, yo, Cell, I'm like, yo, nigga, chill, yo. Like I'm about to go to the whip, yo. And it all makes sense now after I think about it later. I told Cell, I said, yo, I'm going to the whip. And Cell was like, yeah, yo, go get the whip. These niggas ain't saying nothing. Go get the whip, yo. So now I'm walking to go to the car. I open my back door. Now my PlayStation was under the seat. So when I get to my car, I hit the boop boop, open the back door, turn on the PlayStation. Okay, I had it wired straight to my battery. So I could turn on the car, the remote start, turn on the car, turn on the PlayStation. When the PlayStation turns on, I gotta press play on the, grab the controller, press play on the, press play to start the DVDs. So I'm in the back seat. I lean over in the back seat to turn on the PlayStation. All I feel is, boom. That's all I felt was, boom, mad hard. So I turn around. It looks like somebody ran up on me with my back turned and kicked my car door. That's what I thought happened. I thought somebody, while I'm bending over, I'm bending over. I literally got my back turned. I'm bending over in the back seat. It felt like somebody kicked my car door. And all I felt was a boom. And as I looked up, I seen the dude running. Down the block. So I'm like, yo, the first thing in my mind, I was like, yo, this bitch ass nigga just ran and kicked my car door. Like, why would he do that? Now, later on, as I thought about it, I don't know if they thought I was going in the backseat to go get a gun. Like, now that I think about it, it took me years to analyze all this shit. Yeah, I mean, if I was the other dudes and I seen somebody, I'm beefing with somebody, and the dude's like, yo, go to the car. And I see the dude walking to the car, and I see him in the back, like going behind the seat, I'm thinking he getting the gun too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even be mad. I understand. They probably thought I was getting the gun. But I thought the dude kicked my car door and the door slammed into me. Come to find out, the dude had a big ass knife, ran up behind me and stabbed me. Stabbed me deep. I'm talking, the knife had to be, after I ended up getting all my surgeries and shit, talking to the doctor, the knife had to be some long shit like this. The nigga ran behind me and stabbed me. Right in my stomach, yo. Right by my belly button, yo. Yo, when I seen him running away, like when I felt the door hit me, it really wasn't the door, it was the force of the knife that I felt. But it happened so fast. When I seen the dude running away, I was like, yo, this bitch ass nigga kicked my car door. Like, and in my mind, when I said the word door, that was it, yo. I just collapsed right there on the spot. There was no like, I seen some white lights and visions and, my life flashed before my eyes. All I remember was saying, he kicked my door. Boom, that was it. I was done. Now, come to find out what happened was, I'm going to tell y'all what happened after that. So now I'm on the floor. I got on a white shirt, a white wife beater, and a white button-up shirt. I'm on the floor. Everybody's running. Like the dude that stabbed me ran. His crew of dudes, they ran. Young Cell, he all drunk. He like in the street, like he don't even know who he beefing with or not. He don't know who's with who. Dave didn't even see what happened. Dave was talking to some girls. Some other dudes was walking on the same side of the block as me, and they was like, they seen Dave standing right there, and they was like, hey, yo, that's your man right there? Your man on the floor, Your man on the floor leaking, So Dave was like, what? Dave looking around like, hold up. So Dave pulled up on the side of the car. I'm on the floor, and you can watch one of my old streams with me and Dave. We talked about this a little bit on one of the streams, and I'll never forget what Dave said. He was like, he always knew me as a big dude, but he said in that very moment when he came around the car and he seen me, he said I look mad small. He said, you look mad small. For some reason, you just look mad small. This shit, I'm trying not to get emotional, but this shit bothers me when I talk about this. He was like, you look mad small. And he was like, all of a sudden, the shirt just started turning from white to burgundy. Like, you could see like the blood, like the shirt just started turning red, So he immediately takes off his shirt and like comes to me and like, he didn't know if I got shot. He didn't know what happened. He's like, because it's Manhattan. You don't know, there's cars going by. You don't know what happened. Like, he don't even know what happened. So Dave quickly comes with a shirt and he takes his shirt off and like, I'm unconscious. Cell down the block. Cell don't even know what happened yet. So right there, luckily for me, so Dave comes and he starts up with the shirt. Like, Dave don't know about medical shit, but everybody knows, if somebody gets stabbed or shot, the first thing you do is try to stop the bleeding. That's the only thing Dave knew. And Dave is, a shout out to Dave, because he's one of them people, he don't like blood and guts, He do not like blood and guts and needles and all that. Nah, bro. He don't like none of that shit. But, bro, he took off his shirt and he tried to, like, putting it on my stomach, like, he's like trying to, like, trying to wake me up. Yo, wake up. At that very moment, the cops was on the corner. The cops turned the corner and they seen what was going down. The cops pulled up, jumped out the car, and they thought Dave did something to me. They pulled out the guns on him, and the people that was standing there was like, no, that's his friend. Traumatized my boy Dave, had guns to his head, getting ready to clap Dave, They thought he just stabbed me. Or they thought he was trying to rob me. They had the guns in his face, getting ready to clap him. From what I heard, because I was unconscious. But this is what I heard after I woke up out of my coma a couple of days later, right? So they pushed Dave off. So the cops is like calling the radio for call for ambulance. So the cops trying to do some first aid. I'm unconscious. So Von he walks up like, oh shit, he just seen what happened. Like, now he's still kind of drunk. So he's like, not my nigga. Nah, fuck that, man. I'm killing somebody tonight. Fuck that. He's he on his shit, He on his shit, But, I can't blame him, what I'm saying? Like, he drunk and, you just see your homeboy on the floor like that. Like, he crashing out right there. So they called an ambulance. And this is what I'm saying, man. Luckily for me, like, everything happened. Everything went the way it was supposed to happen. Like, one thing I believe in is karma. I believe in karma a lot. I believe that the shit you do eventually will come back. Like, you do a lot of nice shit, eventually something nice is gonna happen to you. Now, I felt like all those years that I worked on an ambulance, I used to go above and beyond. Even though I did a lot of dumb shit, shenanigans and all that, at the end of the day, I always took the job very seriously, and I never played with people's health. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times I carried people down the stairs because I didn't want to go get the stair chair? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the person to be comfortable. I would carry people like a baby. People like got diseases and germs. And how many times I visited people like that I took to the hospital. I would go back and visit them, bring them shit. When I see young dudes that got shot, and I took them to the hospital, I would bring them clue tapes so they can listen to music while they, like, a lot of shit that I did a lot of good shit. Now, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I'm just, some things I just like to do. Like, when I didn't like seeing people suffering, so I would always try to ease people's suffering if I could. And I always go above and beyond. So tonight was my turn. So now I'm laying on the floor, I'm fucking bleeding to death. They call an ambulance. Who pulls up in the ambulance? 2 niggas that knew me from back in the days on an ambulance. Now, we wasn't friends and all that, but, it's like, if you work as a police officer in Queens and you go to all of the police parties and the police, the police events, sooner or later you're gonna know, oh, I know that dude here, he works in the Bronx. Oh no, I seen him before. Yeah, like you get to know people. Like, so the ambulance community it was a smaller community than it actually looks. Like we would go to all of the ambulance, the EMS parties. People knew each other. Oh, people knew you knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. Come to find out, and I had worked there for almost 10 years. So I knew a lot of people, and a lot of people knew me. The ambulance drivers that came, it was a black guy and a white guy, and the black guy knew me. And he was like, oh shit, I know this dude, yeah. I know this dude, yeah. I know him, yeah. So what he did for me, he took all of my. Now keep in mind, I had already got my lawsuit money, so I had bought a whole bunch of jewelry. I always been the type of dude that wears a lot of jewelry, so I had all my jewelry. He took all my jewelry off. Now usually, if you work on an ambulance and somebody look like they gonna die and they got a lot of jewelry on, that jewelry, that's the ambulance tax, bro. No disrespect, but there's an old saying. Dead men tell no time. A dead man don't need a Rolex. I'm just saying. Dead men tell no time. And believe it or not, I know it sounds grimy, but a lot of wedding rings and stuff, people don't really take that. But if you pick up a dead body and they got some money in their pocket, most of the time people gonna take it. I mean, come on, it is what it is, bro. But I had a lot of jewelry on. They took all my jewelry off and put it in the little hazmat bags. He took all my jewelry off, put it in the hazmat bag, gave me the best possible chance to survive. Like him and the dude, they was like, they stopped the bleeding as much as they could. Like they fucking sealed that wound up as much as they could, and they fucking shipped me up, and they took me to Bellevue Hospital. Now keep in mind, there was 2 choices of hospitals to go to. Bellevue is the hospital. Bellevue is the hospital. If the president of the United States right now gets shot in Manhattan, they taking him to Bellevue. Bellevue has one of the best trauma centers in the USA. Like if you get shot or stabbed in Manhattan, you want to go to Bellevue. Okay? If you have a heart attack, you want to go to Jamaica Hospital. Like certain hospitals have, like Jamaica Hospital is a teaching hospital. And Jamaica Hospital, if you have a heart attack, you want to go to Jamaica Hospital, trust me. Or you want to go to LIJ. There's certain hospitals that specialize in certain things. Certain hospitals have the trauma centers where they have all of the best trauma doctors and all of the best medical students are on staff there learning from the best trauma doctors. So they took me to Bellevue Hospital, right? The best hospital that I could have went to. You know what I'm saying? They had a choice. They could have made a left and go to Mount Sinai, make the right and go to Bellevue. And he knew, everybody who knows, if you know, you get somebody who's shot or stabbed, take them to Bellevue. If you want them to live, took me to Bellevue. Now, keep in mind, so now I'm up in the hospital. Boom, I'm up in emergency surgery. Soon as I go up, they roll me right into right from the ambulance into surgery. I was in surgery for 8 hours straight. 8 fucking hours. They had to take, I lost so much blood and my artery was finished. Like the dude, that knife damn near split the artery. They had to graft they had to open my leg up, take some artery from the leg. They had to graft some shit from the leg and put it in the stomach. I mean, it was a ridiculous, crazy surgery. So now, keep in mind, so Dave calls Vic, and Dave starts calling everybody to let them know what happened. At the time, we was playing practical jokes on my mom's a lot. Like this, remember, this is over 20 years ago. My mom's was still young and my mom's was still like in the game. Like we would be pranking my moms all the time. Like we call my moms and act like, oh man, I'm in jail. Pranking my moms just in the middle of the night. We used to just prank my moms. Yeah. So my mom, and I just pranked her not too long ago. So they call my moms to tell them, I got stabbed. My mom is like, yo, man, I don't got time for this fucking prank shit. Like, y'all niggas gotta grow up at some point. And they like, nah, this is bad, yo. This is bad. So they come to the hospital. The hospital is like, bro, he ain't gonna make it. They like, yo, if y'all gotta start making your funeral arrangements. I got people that gotta come from out of town or whatever, but they like, it's a 90% chance he ain't gonna make it, 10% chance he will make it. He might not make it. Well, not might not, but it was like, yo, it's almost a done deal. Like, it's pretty much a done deal. Like, the way they was talking, like, yo, my family going crazy. They niggas is crying and shit. And one of the like the silver linings to the story is something that Dave told my moms. Like, my mom's was breaking down. She was having a breakdown right there on the spot. And the doctor was like, well, you know, he got a 10% chance to make it. And Dave was like, what? Dave kind of smiled like, oh, wait a minute. Like, hold up. Oh, he not dead? Dave's like, nah, he's not dead right now, but he got to have emergency surgery. Like, he going to be in surgery for the next couple of hours, and it ain't looking good. It's not looking good. He lost a lot of blood. But it's a 10% chance he'll make it. So Dave looked at my mom's and was like, yo, 10%? Yo, you talking about, that's Ak, yo. You talking about 10%? Oh, he good, yo. And Dave, I don't know if Dave was just, you know, willing it. You know, if Dave was just, you know, being super positive, you know, because my mom's right there, or just, but he was like, yo, if you give this man a 10% chance, oh, he's good. Dave was like, I'm not even worried about it. Oh, he good. 10%, he good, yo. And my mom's, before she died, she even told me, like, yo, Dave is the one who really calmed me down when Dave was like, yo, oh, he good. I ain't even worried about it. My dude is good, yo. If you would have said a no percent chance and he dead, all right, cool. But you said 10%? Man, we're the nearest Stort. I'm going to go get some food. I'm about to just chill. I'll see him when he wake up here. So anyway, so now, but yo, so I do the 8-hour surgery. I'm in a fucking coma. This is Saturday morning, early Saturday morning. So I'm in a coma Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Thursday. Now Thursday, I'm just in a coma. I ain't dead. I survived all of the surgeries. Yo, I'm laying in the hospital looking like fucking, yo, I got a tube in every hole in my body. I got a tube in the nose, a tube in the neck, one in each arm, one in each hand. I got the one in the groin. You know what I'm saying? I got some shit on my leg. I got tubes everywhere. I'm laying in the critical care unit, just laid up looking like a piece of meat, laying on the bed. All of a sudden, bro, I just opened my eyes, yo. I opened my eyes. Now, keep in mind, and this is what I'm saying, when people be like, it could be different for everybody. It could be different for everybody when people be like, yo, my life flashed before my eyes, or I seen the angels, I seen this, I seen that. Bro, let me tell you something. When I opened my eyes, it felt like I just woke up from a nap. Like, I didn't really, you ever got drunk and you wake up the next day like, oh shit, where's my car keys at? Like, oh shit, you know, like you wait, like you get drunk, really drunk, and you woke up the next day like, oh shit, what happened last night? Like, I hope I ain't do nothing stupid. I hope I didn't lose my wallet. Yo, first thing you wake up there, where's my fucking phone? You know, like that. I woke up, I'm like, oh shit, yo. I woke up, I'm looking straight up in the air, and all I see is white lights. And I hear the beep, I hear like this sound. So I'm saying the first thing I thought to myself, I said, oh shit, you know what? I jumped in my car and I got into a car accident on the way home. Now, keep in mind, I'm not even worried like, oh, I was drunk driving. And no, because I didn't even drink that night. I said, oh shit, I must have got into a car accident and blacked out, and I just woke up. Because I'm in the hospital. I hear hospital sounds, bro. I'm in the hospital. I'm like, oh shit, yo. And keep in mind, I got the tube down my throat. So I'm just thinking I'm like, oh shit, yo. I said, all right, but let me sit up. I tried to sit up, I could not move, bro. Yo, you talk about panic. Yo, I'm like, oh shit, let me find out I'm paralyzed from the neck down or some shit. I can't move, yo. I literally can't move. I'm trying to sit up. I can't move. Now, come to find out, you know, they had me tied down. I didn't realize that, but they had my arms tied down. They had my legs tied down. They had everything tied down. So and not to mention, I'm super weak. So I'm trying to sit up. I can't sit up. I'm trying to talk. I can't talk. I'm like, I can't talk. I'm like, oh shit, yo. Do you know the kind of shit that goes through your mind? And those for that couple of minutes, like, yo, it's over for me. I'm like, damn, I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, I am fucked. I'm fucked, yo. So now a couple of minutes go by. I'm like willing myself to get more strength. I'm like, all right, they had me tied to the bed, but not tied like a patient. I mean, not tied like a criminal. They had the little shit tied. So I'm going like this with my hands. I'm like, okay. I feel like, remember, I worked in the ambulance for mad years. I know what it is. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, they got me. They probably don't want the IVs. They don't want me to jump up and move the IVs. So I'm going like this with my hand, and I finally slid my hand from the shit, and I reached up like this, and I pulled that tube out of my mouth. I pulled it straight out, and let me tell y'all something, man. Yo, that was my first time ever having the tube. I've intubated people before. I put that tube down people's throat before. That tube goes from your mouth to your stomach. You know what I'm saying? But when it's on you, you don't realize how deep it is. I'm pulling that tube out, and I'm feeling it coming up. I'm feeling it coming up from my stomach, yo, and it's hurting, yo. I'm pulling that shit out, and it finally pops out. Just the tube pops out, and I was like, ugh. What the fuck? I'm like, fuck. My mom's was sitting right next to me on the side of the bed. She was talking to like this lady on the side. She didn't even know I woke up. I had been up for like about 30 minutes. She didn't know. I just been laying there. She didn't even notice. When I coughed, she looked over. She said, "Oh my God, nurse, he's awake, nurse." I'm like, Mom, yo, look at my mom. What happened? What the fuck is going on? Where am I? What's going on? Here come the doctor. Everybody, yo, calm down, chill. Yo, relax. I'm trying to sit up. Everybody, yo, mad people trying to hold me back, like down. Yo, relax, calm down. You hear the beep, beep, beep machines going off. Yo, the tube, shit was fucking pandemonium, right? So I'm like, all right, so now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So, they tell me what happened. They like, yo, you got stabbed. I'm like, stabbed? How the fuck I get stabbed? I wasn't even no beef. Like, what fight? Stabbed? I didn't even remember what happened. I'm like, how the fuck I get stabbed in my car? You know what I'm saying? And they telling me what happened. So as I'm right there, like about maybe like an hour later, the police show up. You know who shows up to my hospital bed? 2 homicide detectives. They thought I was dead. They thought I was not coming up out of that coma. They was treating this case as a homicide. So they had 2 homicide detectives working my case. So now the homicide detectives, they're going to pull up to the side of my bed talking about, oh, we see you got 3 phones. You can be honest, you're a drug dealer. Like, we see you got the navigator with the TVs. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Like, what's really going on? Like, who you got beef with? Who you owe money to, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not a drug dealer. Like, nah, bro. I'm like, nah. So I'm talking to the cops. I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened, yo? They like, yo, they telling me like, according to your injuries, somebody stabbed you with a large fucking blade. Like, gotta be like, they saying like some big shit. Somebody stabbed you in the stomach. You supposed to be dead, but hey, you pulled through. I don't know how, but yeah, cool, whatever. Right? So now I'm learning about what happened, right? So I'm talking to doctors. So now the doctor who saved my fucking ass, Dr. Maldonado, he pulls up into the bed next to me. He's like, yo, let me tell you something. He said, He said, you got a lot to be thankful for, but he said, when you came in here on Saturday morning, he said, this was one of the busiest nights that we had with trauma shit in a while. And he said, when you came up in here and they assessed you, they said, don't waste your time doing do you understand that kind of surgery that you had? They said, do not waste your time doing that kind of surgery. He's dead. You can't waste all of these emergency room surgeons on this one guy for all those hours. We got people coming in with gunshots. It's like, nah, man, he's dead. Push him to the side. No. But then he said, you know why we didn't do that? He said the EMS drivers was like, yo, he's one of us. He's one of us, yo. The EMS people came in there and said, yo, he's one of us. And the doctors said, oh, word? And that's how it is, man. He said, oh, okay, cool. And then he said, when they cut my clothes off, keep in mind, I was in my peak physical form. He was like, yo, when I cut the clothes, and Dr. Maldonado, he was kind of a big dude too, big white guy. He was like, yo, when I seen your body, he was like, I know that you somebody who works out, you eat right, you take care of your body. Like, if you was a big fat slob, we wouldn't do the surgery because you probably wouldn't even be able to heal from the shit. He said, but I could tell that you work out, like you somebody who's conscious about your body. Like, no, like you strong enough to survive this shit. He said, I even did you a little favor. He said, when I went to stitch you back up, I try to rearrange your tattoos so they line up, because I got a bunch of tattoos on my chest, my stomach, my ribs, and all that. So he said, I try to rearrange your tattoos to line back up. He said, I did the best I could. He's laughing like, I did the best I could to rearrange your tattoos, but when you heal up, he was like, your tattoo's gonna be a little bit off, but I tried, yo. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about a tattoo, yo. I'm like, yo, thanks, man. I'm like, thanks for saving my life. You know what this motherfucker said? That kind of brought me back to reality. He was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, thanks for saving my life. He said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not out the clear yet. He said, you're not out the clear yet. He said, look, man, the surgery that we did, he said, we did emergency surgery. He said, that kind of surgery was supposed to have been planned and plotted, and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he said, we just did this shit emergency. He's like, the shit might not work. Like we just ripping pieces out and doing this, ripping. And he's like, you might have to come back and do this shit again. And he's like, not to mention, he said, you lost like fucking 8 feet of intestine. He's like, you lost a lot of intestines. He said, you might not be able to go to the bathroom regular again, yo, ever. He's like, first of all, you're not leaving this hospital until you could go to the bathroom. He's like, right now, like you don't even think about healing right now. He's like, right now, he's like, you not out the woods. I never forget the way he said it. He was like, oh, you're not out the woods yet. I was like, damn, yo, way to bring me back, yo. I'm all hyped, like, oh shit, I made it. You know, no, not yet, Bucko, not yet, Bucko. I'm like, damn it. But anyway. So that's Dr. Maldonado. Me and him, we ended up becoming cool. About a year later, I bought this fancy Omega watch with a pen set. Took it up there. I gave it to him as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a lot of money for what I had back then, but it was worth it. I went up to him. I said, yo, bro, man, thanks for saving my life, yo. And he said, yo, I'm glad to see you up and around. Like, he was like, I was right about you. Like, you snapped back, yo. But anyway, so now I'm in the hospital. Should I? You know what? I'm gonna save the rest of this story for the next video, because it's a lot more to this story. But I don't want this video to take 4 hours. It's a lot more to this story. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna leave it at me in the hospital. So I'm in the hospital, laying in the bed with a tube out of every hole of my body. And then maybe about a week later, I went from critical care to intensive care. Okay, so critical care means like, yo, you sneeze wrong, you're dead. I went from critical care to intensive means, all right, you're getting better, but you still need 24/7 watch. You need 24/7 watchers, because you might fart wrong and your fucking intestine might fall out or some shit. So I'm in intensive care. So I'm going to leave the story at me and in intensive care.